Across the UK, online and on DAB.
We are Talk.
Talk Radio. Give it some lip.
Talk Radio.
Guys, start calling now because it's going to be busy. If you want to get on early on in the show, call now. 0844 499 1000. You can call in about anything. I'm just feeling just a vibration in the cosmos today that's making me think it's going to be an odd one. And I can't be any more specific than that. 0844 499 1000. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road. It's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. Until tomorrow the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we've paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
Boom! Boom indeed. Yes, Paul's called in. Good evening, Paul.
Evening, how you doing?
I'm all right, Paul. Oh, I was full of energy, and you've just sucked me off a little bit there. Huh?
What have I done?
You've just I was full of it, and you've sucked me off, and I'm now the energy's just dissipated slightly. You sucked the energy out of me a little bit. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. For every action, there must be an opposite. So what have you called in for?
I just called in to say hello and just to say that I'm loving the show and I'm loving the Periscope action.
Are you loving Are you watching now on the Periscope?
I'm watching now, but I'm in the past.
That makes sense. No, I can dig that. I can dig that, buddy. That's the way it works. The thing I've worked out, if I see someone saying something not very pleasant on Periscope, I think I can block them. I can certainly block them from commenting.
Yes.
I don't know if does it boot them off?
I'm not sure.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's another way you can enjoy. It's another way you can enjoy. I did it again. This show is not just listening to it, but watching it. Periscope.tv/Iain Lee. Some clever suckers, I said suckers, have worked out how to project me onto their 42-inch screen televisions. It's like the late 90s. I'm back on TV. Okie dokie.
Oh.
Anything else, Paul?
Not really, no. Just wanted to say thank you for your excellent work and keep it up.
I will try and start doing some excellent work at some point, Paul, but I don't think it's going to be this evening. So Tommy James is coming on at 10:30. Who he? He's flipping brilliant, man. I'm really windy tonight. He's flipping brilliant, right? Mony Mony. Alan. I tell you what, I'm going to name the songs, Alan.
Yeah?
You're going to sing them, yeah?
Yeah?
Okay. So, Mony Mony.
Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, money, money, oh, money, money now.
I think we're alone now.
I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Crimson and Clover.
Never heard that one.
Well, this is it because you only had 2 hits over here. Loads of hits in the States, only 2 over here, and we'll find out why. What would be really helpful, Alan? 0844 499 1000, by the way.
Remember they call you back?
Yeah. What would be really helpful, Alan, for me,
Yeah?
is if you could just make up the songs when I say the title.
0844
That's the number.
499 1000. Remember they call you back.
That's the phone number, Alan. So if you could, which we've got, which is great. So if I say a song title, if you could just make it up.
0844 499 1000. Remember they call you back.
Alan, that's the phone number, mate. So if you could, I'm going to say a song title. If you could make up the song, okay? Crimson and Clover.
Blimey!
Okay, that's one. 1, 2, 3, and I fell.
0844
That's the phone.
499 1000. Remember they call you back.
Are you going to play or not, Alan?
Yeah?
All right, let's try again, okay? This is your last chance.
Okay.
Crimson and Clover.
Crimson and Clover, my heart begs to fall over. How wonderful life can be for Crimson and Clover.
I tell you what, let's listen to a little bit of. Hang on one second. My iPod's gone. We're going to listen to a little bit of Crimson and Clover, and we're going to see just how spookily close you were. Okay, here we go. Hang on let's get to the chorus. Hang on.
Crimson and Clover.
Identical.
How spooky is that?
All right. Let's try another one. Hanky Panky.
Hanky panky, no need to be spanky. Hanky panky.
Let's have a little listen.
My baby does the hanky panky.
Spot on.
My God!
We'll give you one more. See if you can get to 3 in a row. Hang on a second.
Go for the hat trick.
Let's go for the hat trick. Oh, all right. We'll go for one of my favourites. This is an obscure one, Alan.
Okay.
Dragging the Line.
Dragging the line, no need to be so fine. When you're dragging the line, you're doing time.
Ain't got much.
It's not far off. Got the best deep voice in it. Hang on a second. Oh, this is the phone. Wait for this. There we go. We're doing deep voices in pop, okay? Dragging the Line. There. Dragging the Line. We'll do tonight's phone-in. We've got 2 phone-ins already, Alan. One inspired by you. One I think may have been inspired by you actually yesterday.
Everything was happy or sad?
No. We are doing 0844 499 1000. The best deep voices in pop. Now there is one voice that I can think of that is better than that.
Do tell.
I'm trying to. I've never got it in my. No, I haven't got it. At the end of Elvis Presley, Way Down. Way on down, way on down.
Sounds a bit like Barry White.
Yeah, doesn't it? I never got Barry White. Why? Who do you want to have sex with him? Seriously, who do you want to have sex with a sweaty man?
I don't know.
Well, you don't. Okay, well, so we're doing that, and we're also doing. Oh, well, let me write this down on a bit of paper. I've got a bit of paper in my back pocket. So, deep voices in songs. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate this.
Yeah.
Deep voices in songs, and also questions that make you clever. Yesterday we asked for the first Beatles song that doesn't mention the title. What was the answer?
I don't know. I missed it.
Brilliant. Me too. And which street name is the most commonly used street name in the whole of the United Kingdom?
I would say High Street.
No, it's not. It's Forge Drive. So. With that in mind, we're asking questions that make you know the answer to, that make you seem clever.
I got one for you.
I bet you haven't.
I have.
I bet you haven't.
I have.
Go on then, buddy.
What was the name of the very first winner of the Grand National in 1839?
The very first winner?
Yeah.
Shergar.
Wrong.
Wong?
It's the wrong answer.
Okay, then fair play. You're right. In which case, go on.
It was a horse called Lottery in 1839.
Oh, flippin' heck! You've got, there we go, questions that make you seem clever. And Alan, you feel a little bit cleverer.
I know. I mean, I'm good at my sport, and that call to talk sport was genius.
Thank you. You're very. Oh, I cut you off. Sorry. The screen was closer to me than I thought, and that is actually true. It might happen again with Kyle.
Evening,
Evening, Kyle.
Well, a couple of things. I was going to ask you. I had another Beatles trivia question for you.
Yeah.
And I also wanted your advice.
Yeah. Okay. Go on.
Right. So the trivia question is, which is the first Beatles song credited to all four Beatles?
Okay, I think I know it, but I want to make sure. I just want to think, and I'm not. People at Periscope say I'm not googling. I think I know the answer. I'm going to say that's been released. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know my name. Look up my number.
No.
No, that's Lennon McCartney. Octopus's Garden is credited to Starr, even though Harrison had a hand in writing it. I don't know.
I reckon it's Flying on Magical Mystery Tour.
You reckon, do you?
Yeah.
Would you know that for a fact?
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'll give you that. You heard Frank Sidebottom's version of that?
No, I haven't actually.
We are the Beatles and we are flying. It's good. It's good. Anyway, go on. What was the other thing?
The other thing was, I bought something today on impulse. It's arriving tomorrow by Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking, you know, when you buy something, you think, I shouldn't have bought that.
You bought some impulse on Amazon, the deodorant?
No, it's like Charlie years ago. No, I bought...
You bought Charlie? You can buy Charlie. No. The dark web. The dark web, you can buy Charlie on there, apparently. I don't condone anything on there. I went on the dark web once, and I couldn't work it out. It was honestly, when I went on there, I used Tor, okay, which is the way to go into the dark web, right? And it was Google, though. So I Googled, I want to buy a gun. This is true, I remember I did it at the BBC. I want to buy a gun. On their computers. Not stupid. I want to buy a gun. And, it didn't tell me how to buy a gun, so it's rubbish, the dark web. So, whatever, I hope that answers your question. Brilliant. I'm glad to help, Carl. Anytime, buddy. Anytime at all. 0844 499 1000. I'm not having any of that. Not having any of that. Good evening, dear listener. 10:30, we got Tommy James. Where is he? He's in New York City. New York. Chicago. Utah Saints. Why is that reminding me of? Suddenly I've done a Utah Saints. Who were the Utah... hang on, who's this on line one? This isn't him, is it? Who are you? Hello?
What, me?
Yes.
Hey up, face, it's Smudge, how you doing, Iain?
Why? It's me. Good evening, Smudge. Not spoken to you for a long, long time. Why does...
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, why does me raising both of my arms and punching the air in a rhythmic fashion and chanting, Utah Saints! What is that bringing back a flashback of?
He's bringing back a flashback of that time that you went to that concert featuring the Utah Saints.
Flippin' it, you're absolutely right. The Utah Saints played a summer ball at my college, and I remember getting very tipsy on beer in those plastic glasses. Utah Saints! And I remember they had big lights that were flashing in the audience, and I'm there. Isn't that funny?
Utah Saints!
But it was a bit far. For some reason we were... Saints! We were a little bit... It was a bit speedier than that. It was Utah Saints! I don't even know... I didn't know then, and I don't know to this day, and it's probably 22 years to the day. I do not know who or what the Utah Saints were.
They were a band, weren't they? You were at a concert, you silly sausage.
But what was... They were like dancey, though, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were fun.
Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah, that's what the 90s were, mate. They were fun.
No, as I was they weren't. And as I was discussing to, let's have a reminiscence. When I was talking to Johnny and Ash before me, and have you heard their show?
Who?
The guys that are on before me. They're good.
I'll give them a listen. I'm new to this channel. I don't know where the hell have you been, Ian?
So when we were the 90s for me was being. Hello, can you hear me?
Where have you been? You didn't answer my question.
I'm answering it, but the long way round.
Okay.
The 90s to me was primarily being ignored by girls, feeling miserable, and staring at those 3D posters, hoping to see a dolphin. That apparently all of my friends were able to see. And I couldn't see it. And
Magic Eye.
The Magic Eye, was it? The Magic Eye. And the bloke would sell them for like £5 down in the subway. And I would stare at it in some horrible student digs, and I go, I can't see it. And they go, no, it's a dolphin, look. Once you see it, you can't not see it. I'm going, I can't see it. It's just all jumbled lines. Where are those pictures now? They've been banned by the government. They were banned along with all legal highs.
So where have you been since the 90s then, Ian?
I'm getting up to that. The late 90s. But people think I'm a 90s, I'm going to use a word that I don't normally use to describe myself, a 90s comedian. Yes, I was doing stand-up comedy in the night. But I didn't get on telly until... Here's a funny thing. Shall I tell you a story, Smudge?
Well, you're kind of telling me a story already, mate.
I know, but I'm going to tell you a sub-story.
Go for it.
So when my big television break was on, I don't know the exact date, it was something like, the 11 o'clock show first went out on something like, I've ruined the story already. Forget that bit, right? So, in 1998, I started going out with a girl, right? Really nice girl called Tessa. I've known her for a long time.
Utah Saints.
And when we started going out on New Year's Eve, right? New Year's Day. And when we, like within the first week, she had my diary, right? And this was when I was a struggling stand-up. I was signing on and stuff.
Oh.
And she wrote in my diary, Saturday, September the 19th.
Why did she write in your diary then?
You're going to be famous, rich and cool, right? This is true, the 11 o'clock, and I hadn't got a sniff of work or anything then. The 11 o'clock show started the Tuesday of that following week. Boom!
That's unbelievable.
And
she could see the future, that woman. How come you didn't stick with her?
Because she could tell we were going to split up. Huh? But you see, and you get people telling me that Jesus doesn't exist and that people can't see the future. Well, I give you that evidence.
This is a roller coaster ride of a story you're telling here, Ian.
Yeah, I'm
on the edge of my seat.
I've finished it now, so I'd get back on your seat.
I'm back on my seat.
Some people think that you're Rob Burnett. Is that correct?
No.
Okay, what have you got for us?
Right, okay, you were talking about the people with voices that are really deep.
Way down, way on down, way on down.
That is pretty deep.
Yeah, that's as deep as Elvis is. Even Elvis can't go that deep. He has to get, and Elvis liked to go deep. Sorry, Tom Jones. But even Elvis can't get that deep. He has to get another man to go deep.
Well, the person that I phoned up to tell you about is Robin Starstead.
Is that Peter Sarstedt's brother?
I think it was his brother.
Yeah, he did have a brother. Hang on a second. Can I just hang on. Here we go.
Way on down.
Let's join in with that guy, because I think we can do that. Here we go. Way on down. No. He does a higher one, and then he goes deep. Down. Are you ready? Here we go. Here we go. Way on down. You're not doing it now. Now you're not doing it.
It's difficult. Utah Saints. I can do Utah.
Right, here we go.
Saints,
Last one. Way on down. Way on down. I'm going to get Tommy James to do that. Imagine the whole...
That's fantastic. Anyway, listen, Robin Starr's dead and his song My Resistance is Low. Have you heard that song?
My resistance is low.
I've got it here.
Go on, let's have it. Yeah, beautiful.
So it's all...
So it's a bit Chinesey to start with. Now it's got a bit Chaplin.
You touch my fingertips and my heart is low.
Oh, I know this song. Where does it get low?
Right, okay, right at the end. I will take you to the end. Wait a second.
Oh, flipping it.
Be persistent, baby, keep your distance with the capital O.
Here we go.
There we go.
Be persistent, baby, keep your distance. You know my resistance is low.
He went low there.
No, he didn't.
Anyway,
the lowest he went is...
My distance, you know my resistance is... Keep your resistance...
That's high.
Low.
He didn't say it. He didn't say it.
He did.
Let me do it on my end. What's it called? Peter Sard's there. Oh, flipping it. You're doing that.
He said low.
No, I'm not having that. I'm cutting you off, Smudge.
Goodbye.
There we go. I'll have that. Gatford. It's Frank Sidebottom doing Flying. Don't do it on speakerphone, though, guys. Don't do it on speakerphone, because when I speak, it drowns him out. You see? Okay, but there we go. Frank Sidebottom played from an original stereo hi-fi system would be very low quality. To then play it down the phone is even worse quality. So, a busy start to the show, guys. 0844 499 1000 and a flying start. Literally? Not literally. Not flying. That would be... Now... Kath, come in, quick, come in, because I've been thinking. I hate the OB, the outside broadcast. I never like the outside broadcast. But I've thought some brilliant places we could do OBs. Right, put your mic up,
Go.
America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's outside.
An aeroplane that's flying to America.
Yeah.
A train.
Been done.
By Virgin.
Yeah.
Was the train going?
Yeah.
Was the train stopped?
I think on occasion.
Okay. But on a train.
Like every sort of 15 minutes.
Not on a train. Boom! On the Ghost Undergrounds. You know the Ghost Underground stations?
The Gunderground.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? The stations that are ghost stations. There are a dozen.
Yeah.
There are literally hundreds of underground
Queen's
stations that are never used anymore. And they're ghost stations. We could do one from there.
Bit London-centric.
No. Why is it London-centric? Can you get that phone in?
Because it's in London.
It doesn't... Well, yeah, then this show is London-centric because we're in London. Sometimes you have to be. And I think the casual listener may not have picked up on this, but the hardcore, devout listener will have noticed we are the most un-London-centric show there is on radio.
I'm not from London.
No, exactly. I'm not from London either. So we could do it there. I thought a yacht.
What, like Simon Le Bon?
Why not? You could be draped over the top, and I could be the king of the world. And another place...
Draped over the top of what?
The king of the world. And another thing I thought, another place I thought... James?
Hello.
Can we do it from your house?
What are we doing? Sorry, I didn't hear that bit.
Well, nothing. What have you got for us?
Well, I wondered if you wanted to play a game.
You want to do what?
You want to play a game?
You want to do what?
Do you want to play a game?
You want to play a game?
I've got a game. It's called Bidategories.
The Gategories?
Bidategories.
It's really hard to hear you. It's very muffled.
Oh, shall I do that? Is that better?
No, but go on. So what's the Gategories?
Right, it's bidategories, as in bidding.
I tell you what, James. Yeah. Are you free in half an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, put out.
No, and you shouldn't be put out, James.
I'm not put out. I'm just sad that I'm free in half an hour.
No. Because we got a guest coming up now, and this sounds like it could run. So I want to. If we did it now, I'd have to cut you off in 2 minutes. I want to call you. I want to call you at 11 and play the Gategories.
Big category.
categories, as in big categories.
With big hash prizes? Will there be big hash prizes?
Well, it could be.
Okay,
yeah,
all right, James. Well, listen, James, go and you go. You phone the guest.
Yeah.
You sort out James, while I point to Ed, who plays some ads.
Making a living the old hard way, taking and giving my day by day. I dig snow and rain and the bright sunshine. Dragging the line, My dog Sam eats purple flowers. Ain't got much, but what we got towers. We dig snow and rain and the bright sunshine. Taking the line, taking the line, taking the line, taking the line. I'm feeling fine. I'm talking about peace of mind. I'm gonna take my
All I need now to complete the portfolio is a late night Saturday music show where I get to play whatever I want, because it will just be this kind of stuff the whole time. Now, you, dear listener, probably don't know this song, and it's, well, kind of shame on you, but there's also a good reason why the next guest was not the huge success in the UK that he was in the States. I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled to say, Mr. Tommy James is on the line from the United States. Good evening, good afternoon, Tommy.
Well, hello. Thank you so much.
Man, I'm so thrilled to talk to you. I love you. I've loved you for quite a while now, and I've read your...
Thank you. It's great to talk with you, too. It really is.
Man, listen, you had... your story is amazing. You've written your book, and we're going to get the plug in for the book at some point, so don't worry about that. But your story is absolutely amazing. The first question, Tommy, why weren't you a bigger star in the UK?
Well, the bottom line happened in 1968. We were supposed to appear after Moni Moni went so big in England. We were supposed to be on Top of the Pops. And we were called by Vice President Humphrey, who was running for president at that time, and asked if we would, play at his campaign rallies.
Yeah.
And we didn't quite know what to say. We finally said yes, and as a result, we had to cancel our trip to England. That we were really looking forward to. We canceled our trip to England and did the presidential campaign, and as a result, they got pretty upset with us over there. And some people at the BBC decided that they weren't going to play any more of our records. So the next. Crimson and Clover and Crystal Blue Persuasion and Sweet Cherry Wine and Dragon Lion and the rest, the other 8 or 10 chart records over here in the States never got played over in England. So that's really what happened.
Man, listen, I've also been blackballed by the BBC. I know what
It's easy to do.
It's really... They're very, very easily offended.
I don't blame them for being upset. They were upset with us for not coming over and doing our tour.
But so, I mean, the songs, the big songs that people in this country will probably know you for are Moni Moni and I Think We're Alone Now. But you had like dozens of hits in the States, didn't you? How did it all? It started when you were a kid, didn't it? How did it all start?
Sure. Well, we ended up with 23 gold singles.
Wow.
And 9 gold and platinum albums. We had a nice run, and we're still running. I mean, we're doing a new album right now. As a matter of fact. Yes, we are. We're in the studio doing a brand new album called Acoustitronics.
I like it.
And it's going to be released worldwide by the end of the year.
Oh, mate, well, when it comes out, we'll get you back on and we'll plug it like crazy. Of course we will.
Sure, well, thank you.
How are you? Because I know that when you were writing in the 60s, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, but you've mentioned it in the book.
No, go ahead.
There were a lot of drugs going around, weren't there? And it seems that you kind of got caught up in that kind of drug culture a little bit.
Well, we did our share. There's no doubt about it.
I think you did somebody else's share as well, Tommy, if I've read it properly.
Well, you know something. We did our share. The '60s were the '60s, and we had a good time. My world was wiggling pretty good in the '60s, actually.
How do you do it now? Because I know that you're clean and all of that, and that's fantastic. How do you find the motivation to or maybe it's even easier now that you're straight?
Sure. Well, you know something. This is my 30th year of sobriety, so
good for you. Well done.
we don't have much trouble with it anymore. But the bottom line was that I was, when I got sober in 1986. When I say sober, I was popping pills and drinking booze and partying pretty good, and I actually went to the Betty Ford Center in California, and that was 30 years ago. So right now I feel I can't imagine ever going back to that again. I just can't imagine that kind of a life again. First of all, they'd probably find me under a trestle somewhere if I ever did that stuff again. None of us would survive, and the people who are in rock and roll right now basically either are gone or went through rehab, and that really, unfortunately, is the truth.
Well, you're right. We look on the 60s fondly as being a massive psychedelic age when everyone was discovering drugs, but for a lot of those people, they didn't get clean, and the 70s got into the very dirty drugs, and it killed them. So it's amazing to see people like you and other kind of people who have survived what killed a lot of your peers.
Well, I thank the good Lord and, basically a lot of hard work. That really is what it boils down to.
Let's talk about Morris Levy.
Sure.
He was the guy. Your book, honestly, I read a lot of autobiographies and music autobiographies, Tommy, and your book is one of the most outstanding stories I have ever read.
Well, thank you so much.
Well, I mean, you lived it, man. So
the problem is that it's true.
Yeah.
What basically the book is about, it's an autobiography with about 2/3 of it devoted to our very crazy and tumultuous relationship with Roulette Records, the label that we had the bulk of our hits on. And Morris Levy, who was the head of the company, and the reason it was so tumultuous and scary at times is because, unbeknownst to us when we signed our first contract, Roulette Records was a front for the Genovese crime family in New York.
And that's mafiosa, mafia family.
Absolutely, that made life real interesting for us, and of course, the gist of the story is, here we were trying to have a career in rock and roll, with this very dark and sinister story going on behind us that we couldn't talk about.
And it's the funny thing because your music is, for the most part, is so joyous, and you're right that there is this darkness that is running on behind.
You're quite right. Our music is so different from the kind of story that was going on behind us. And, for years and years I wanted to tell this story because, we just couldn't say anything about it while these guys were still walking around. So finally, in about 8 years ago, Martin Fitzpatrick, my co-author, and I actually started putting the book together, where people had been after me for a long time to do it, and when the last of the Roulette regulars, as I called them, passed on, we started the book. And actually, when we had started it, we didn't realize some of them were still alive. And so we got about a third of the way into the book and realized that we really probably shouldn't be doing this just yet. And so when the rest of them passed away, we felt we could finish it. So we did, and we finished it, and Simon & Schuster grabbed it and published it immediately. We were very thankful for that, because usually they do presidential bios and stuff, So they published it immediately, and it almost just as fast we started getting calls for the movie rights and for the Broadway rights. And so a movie is being made of it as we speak.
Who is playing you? Are you allowed to say?
Yes, indeed. And Barbara DeFina, who produced Goodfellas and Casino and Hugo a couple of years ago with Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, great movie.
Is producing the movie, and Matthew Stone just finished the screenplay.
Oh, man.
So we are as this thing comes together, I'm getting an amazing education because we've never done this before. And then after the movie, which is going to be in about another 24 months probably, then the Broadway show.
Tommy, listen, I've got
to be really interesting.
Tommy, I've got to pay the rent and play a couple of ads. Can I come back to you in a couple of minutes? Is that okay?
Sure you can.
Bless you, Tommy. Thank you very much. I've just tweeted, if you'll follow me on Twitter, @Iain Lee, I've just tweeted the link to Tommy's book, and we'll give it all a plug in a second. This is Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Spending my time with you. Look at the way my heart is jumping. It really started something. Oh, a thrill. Listen to
This is Iain Lee, Talk Radio. We're talking to the brilliant Tommy James, formerly of Tommy James and the Shondells. He's still making music. He's written a fantastic autobiography that is a joy to read. There's going to be a movie of it and a musical. Tommy, Maurice Levy, he is a fascinating character. What's really fascinating... Oh, Tommy, are you there?
Yes, I am.
It's got a bit noisy. I don't know what happened there. What's fascinating is your relationship with Maurice Levy. Because you obviously had a lot of affection for the man, even though he ripped you off out of millions of dollars. There was a lot of love between you two.
That's quite true. I always try to put it in perspective because every time I'm just about to say something really nasty about Morris and Roulette Records, I got to remember that if it wasn't for Maurice Levy, there wouldn't have been a Tommy James, and that's the truth. And so I got to give the devil his due on that one.
Even though you are millions of dollars down because of him, even after all that, you still, and the book is full of respect for him.
Well, you know something, I learned a lot from Morris. As crooked as he was and as crazy as the whole situation was, Morris was most certainly a thug. There's no doubt about it. But he was right out of the movies, with the big voice like this, and hands that were about the size of catcher's mitts. When he grabbed your hand, he was about 240 pounds, about 6'4", and right out of the gangster movies, and people were genuinely afraid of him. But the strange part was Morris was Jewish, so it wasn't like he was a made mafia man.
Yeah.
And yet all these mob guys would hang out at Roulette Records from the Genovese family, as if his office was a social club. So it really was amazing. We'd meet somebody in Morris's office and shake hands with him, and a week later we'd see him on TV being taken out of a warehouse in New Jersey in handcuffs. Say, isn't that the guy we just met at Morris's office? And it was, and that's how we started realizing who we were involved with.
And there was a great bit in the book where someone in the family, the mafia family, gets killed, and you all have to go into hiding. That is genuinely terrifying.
Well, we basically there was a mob war in 1971, and Morris was on the wrong side, and so I was called in my attorney's office, who from time to time would sit these guys down and talk and have meetings, and told me that he thought it would be a good idea. This is back in 1971. It would be a good idea if I left town until this thing blew over, because if they go after Morris and can't get him, because Morris had left for Spain, they're liable to go after whatever's making Morris money, and that's you, he said. So I said, oh, that's great. You mean I'm on the lam? I said, is that what you're telling me? They said it would be a good idea. So I went down and got involved with Elvis's guys, Pete Drake and DJ Fontana and Scotty Moore, and we did an album together while I was down there, and was basically a Nashville album. And that was a crazy 6 months of my life, but as a result, we got an album, so I guess it wasn't a total loss. But anyway, that's the kind of craziness that was going on at Roulette. And then finally, Morris's partner, Tommy Eberly, who was made the head of the family after Vito Genovese died in prison, was killed. Tommy was killed in 1972. And that is the point where I said, I got to get out of here. and where Morris and I had a big blowout. And he wasn't going to let me go. It took me another 2 years of not making records before he let me off the label.
When did you start making money? Because one of the we think I think We're Alone Now, of course, huge hit in the 80s with Tiffany, who had a cover version of it, which is a brilliant version. Did you make money off that, or do you not own any of the songs? You did.
The short answer is yes. The bottom line is that when Morris was convicted of racketeering in the late 80s, and he ended up selling the company, both the publishing and the masters, to EMI. At that time, it was EMI, and EMI for the foreign masters, this gets a little complicated, and the domestic masters went to Warner Brothers through Rhino Records, and then the publishing went to EMI, which has now sold to Sony. So, in other words, reputable people ended up with our entire catalog, and as a result, we started making money. This was about 1988.
Wow!
And so all of a good chunk of what was lost came back. But
which is interesting, because there are a lot of 60s, people that were having hits in the 60s and 70s. They're still not making money on those records. So
you're quite right.
It worked out for you eventually. What are you doing now, Tommy? You mentioned a new album.
Well, we're touring every year. We're touring all over North America. If anybody would like to come to our website, it's just TommyJames.com.
Yep.
And you can see what we're doing, where we're performing. And also, of course, there's the movie we're in the middle of right now. And by the way, 3 of the songs on this new album are going to be in the movie. 3 of the new songs.
Yeah.
So they're going to get. One of them is this remake of I Think We're Alone Now. That's acoustic and slow, and so totally different from the original record. Is going to be the closing credits, and so we're very proud of that. And that's going on this new album. And so we have our own label, Aura Records, and my goodness, there's just a whole lot of stuff going on. We have our own management company.
You're still enjoying it, obviously. Because I imagine you don't need to do
I never
this.
thought you're right. I never thought that we'd be doing this for 50 years. This is the 50th year, believe it or not.
Wow.
And starting out with a record like Hanky Panky, nobody ever thought we would be doing that this long. So, as I say, I thank the good Lord and the fans for the kind of longevity we've had.
It is a brilliant career trajectory. I'm looking at a picture of you now as a young man in front of me. But Hanky Panky, what you recorded that one? You were 15, 16, something like that. And it's a great song.
I was 16 when we did it.
It's a great song. Yep. It's not the most sophisticated of lyrics, is it?
Well, there's only 6 of them. There's only 6 lyrics and 6 words in this song. My baby does the hanky panky. So, no, it is certainly not.
Do you still do that now? If I come to a Tommy James show, which one day I would love to, man. But what am I going to get?
Come over to England and play at some point. I really would. We never made it to Britain, and I would love to come over and do that.
We need to find a way to do it, because there would be an audience for you. I know there would be an audience, and you would be loved, and it would be great to see the English reaction. What can I expect at a Tommy James show?
Well, of course, we do as many of the hits as we can. We probably do. We'll do 18 or 20 of the hits, and then we sometimes will throw in something new that we're working on. We don't really do anything by anybody else.
Yeah. Well, why would you?
Too much ground to cover, but we're revamping the show a little bit. And the strange part is the show is going to end up being basically the book. You know, where the story of the history of the group. So it's going to be interesting, and we're in the middle of revamping that this year.
It is there's a lot of 50th anniversaries going on this year. There's, I think it's the 50th anniversary of Good Vibrations. There's the Monkees' 50th anniversary. Right. A lot of people celebrating. And it's amazing that a lot of these acts are still touring. The Monkees are still going. Brian Wilson and various incarnations of the Beach Boys are still going. You're still going.
Isn't that amazing?
It really is, isn't it?
Amazing. Can you imagine us in the 60s? That would be the equivalent of having Rudy Valley. In the 60s.
It is.
It would have been like, acts from 1910.
It's exactly the same. And also, I'm a huge Brian Wilson fan. That man should have died several times, throughout the last 40, 50 years, what he did to his body. It's amazing.
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
There's
a bunch of us.
But you've got an advantage against all of them because you were a kid when you had your first hit, weren't you?
Well, I was very lucky. Yeah, I made it early, and then the record hit right out of high school. So, we actually had recorded the record back in Niles, Michigan, when I was a junior in high school. And the record came out locally, and, it was like a number one in about 6 square blocks, but we had no distribution, so the record died. And then, out of nowhere, I graduated in '65 and took my band on the road, and we played throughout the Midwest. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Hanky Panky gets bootlegged in the city of Pittsburgh. They sell 80,000 of them in 10 days, and we're sitting at number one.
Wow.
Without me doing anything, just a bootlegged record. And they tracked me down, and, that was a miracle in itself. And I went to Pittsburgh and picked up sort of the first bar band I could find to be the Shondells. I couldn't put the original group back together. And a week later, we're in New York and got a yes from all the record companies. We got Atlantic and RCA and CBS. And so the last place we took the record to was Roulette. And all of a sudden the next day, and we got a yes from all the big labels. And the next morning, the phone starts ringing, and it's Jerry Wexler from Atlantic saying, listen, we got to pass. I said, what do you mean you got to pass? I thought we had a deal. And he said, no, listen, Morris Levy from Roulette Records called up all the other labels and scared him. He says, this is my record. Back off. And they all did.
What is amazing?
He scared them all down. That's a true story, and that's how we ended up on Roulette.
What's amazing talking to you and reading the book is, you're lucky to be alive in terms of, A, you were popping loads of pills, and I'm so pleased you got clean. It's such a joy to hear.
Oh,
and B,
so many levels I'm lucky. You better believe it.
Well, and also, because you were literally hanging out with gangsters. You're so lucky, and you don't seem bitter about any of it. You seem really at peace with it all.
Well, the bottom line is, well, that's true, and I'm actually very grateful to Roulette Records because Roulette Records, basically made me a star and allowed me the rest of my life to live in comfort and put food on the table. I mean, it's really that simple. Plus the fact that I get to tell the story.
Well, listen, Tommy, when the record comes out, please come on and we'll plug it like crazy. The book is just a joy to read. I've just tweeted the link to it. It's called Me, the Mob and the Music. Tommy James, hang on, it's a small bit. One hell of a ride with Tommy James and the Shondells. And it really is. You think you've read every...
Thank you so much.
Mate,
I
honestly,
really appreciate you saying that.
You think you've read every 60s or 70s rock star autobiography. You ain't read nothing yet. This story is nuts. And it's your story. Well, Tommy, I'm so glad you're well and alive, and I really hope that you get to come over here at some point.
I hope we get a chance to meet in person. I sure do.
Thank you, Tommy. Nice to talk to you, mate. Take care. Bye-bye.
You take care now.
There we go. There we go. What a delightful gentleman. The book is a joy, right? It's 10 quid on Amazon. Honestly, you will not get a better rock and roll autobiography. What that guy went through, and he's giving us the a tenth of the story. A tenth of the story. He had to, he would go in and he'd go in and meet these guys in the office, and he'd come out and he'd find out they were a murderer. They'd killed somebody. It's incredible. And the songs, I mean, also go and get a best of Tommy James and the Shondells. It's wonderful 60s pop that if he'd not, well, he paid off the BBC. Kath and I, we've learnt our lessons. Don't upset the BBC, dear listener, because they'll blacklist you. Isn't it funny as well? You don't think of that now, where if one outlet blacklists you, well, you just put it on YouTube, or you go to another channel, or you go to another, or you do whatever. That would never happen. But you upset the BBC. I think I do think he cancelled Top of the Pops the day before he was supposed to be on Top of the Pops. So I can kind of understand why they were slightly upset. But you cancel the BBC, and that's half of your career in the UK is over. Tommy, thank you, mate. I love it. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. It's your calls coming up now. What have we got so far? Deep voices and songs. way on down, way on down. Started a little bit too deep there. That's fine. And questions that make you smart, and we'll have a little look in the papers. There's weird stuff in the papers today, including where's the best headline? The best headline. Oh, where is it? It's in the Sun. Have you heard this? This is a great story. Sagapoo. Have you heard this? Chef made curry after wiping bum with hand. Now. Oh, my word. Give us a call now, because it's going to get busy. I can feel the vibe. 0844 499 1000. Iain Lee, Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Man alive, that was fun. The campaign starts here, dear listener, to get Tommy James over here to do some gigs. Man, I would pay top dollar for that. 0844 499 1000. I sit here and I throw out questions, and you can call in about those questions, or you can call in about anything that you want. We've not had anybody calling in yet. I'm tempting fate now, saying they think the show's rubbish. That's my normal first 4 or 5 weeks of broadcasting somewhere, is people phoning in saying they think the show is pony. 0844 499 1000. It's Talk Radio. Here's the news. Evening, this is Iain Lee. 0844 499 1000. You can call about anything. Before we spoke to Tommy James, we were speaking to our James, who had... I can't quite remember what the content was, James.
Shall I remind you? All right, the game is called The Categories, all right? It's completely the original game. I made it myself.
Yes.
And the idea of the game is... somebody impartial, hopefully Catherine, chooses a category, and then we have to bid for that category. So, say the category was 80 sitcoms.
Yes.
I might bid that I can name.
Now, stop!
Four.
Stop! No, because you were muffled, and then you weren't muffled, and then you were muffled again.
It's peculiar, isn't it?
What are you doing with your phone?
Oh, I'm just holding it to my ear.
Is the mouth bit near your mouth bit?
How about that?
Say something.
Hello.
It'll do. Honestly, the phones these days. One day they're going to invent a telephone that can actually make a telephone call.
I like it. Are we going to play this game or what?
Yes, we're going to play. Id is going to play the part of Catherine this evening. Good evening, Id. Nice to have you.
Nice to be on.
This is your chance, Id. You've been a bit quiet recently. Mm. This is your chance to shine.
Okay.
This could be make or break for you, buddy.
All right.
It's whether you stay in the country or we deport you. Okay. This is it. So, James, what do we do?
Yeah. All right. So, Id's going to choose a category for you and me, Iain.
Okay, Id, choose a category.
The royal family.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to say people in the royal family. Now I'm going to open.
No. He didn't say people in the royal family. He said
the royal family.
Yeah, don't stop. I see what you're doing there, buddy. You're trying to fix this. You've got a loaded die.
Okay. All right. The royal family. I can name 4 things about the royal family.
You've not made this. Hang on. 4 things.
It's the original game.
This is not. I've seen this game on television.
Yeah, well, they stole it from me. I've been playing it for years.
Well, okay, when you say I can name 5 things about the royal family.
Okay, 6,
7,
8,
10.
The category.
What?
Well, when I say the category, that means now you have to name 10. If you repeat or get one wrong, then I only have to name 1 and I win the round.
So I have to name 10 things about the royal family.
Well, it wasn't a very good category, but yes.
So 10 things about the royal family.
Yeah, go on.
One of them's called Prince Philip.
Bing.
Prince Philip is originally from Greece.
Bing.
One of Prince Philip's sons is called Prince Charles.
Well, you see, it's a bad category. Bing, bing, bing.
What? Why did I get 3 bings then?
Well, I'm adding them up for you. You've got 3 so far.
3 so far, okay. Prince Charles's first wife was called Lady Diana.
Bing.
Prince Charles, while he was married to Lady Diana, told Camilla Parker Bowles he wanted to be her tampon. Fact.
Well, challenge. I'm going to challenge that. It's a load of rubbish.
Challenge denied. Fact. Absolute fact. That is a fact. Do you think I'd say that word?
All right, so Id is the adjudicator, so he has to decide.
He doesn't flipping know.
Look, I'm googling it just to. Yep, no, it's.
Let's Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to The Guardian, okay? Let's go to The Guardian website, the 10th of February, 2005. Hang on a minute. The Camilla Gate. In the depth of their intimacy between Charles and Camilla became clear in 1992. By the way, 08444991000 if you want to play. When the so-called Camilla Gate tape surfaced, in which Charles was caught saying he longed to be Camilla's tampon. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much indeed.
Well, you win the round because I did a false challenge. Agree. Boom.
Boom, boom. All right, fine.
Well
So what happens now? I've won.
Well, no, that's round one.
How many rounds are there?
Well, it could be about 3.
Okay, there can be about 3, yes. All right. So who chooses category now?
Well, it's still the adjudicator.
Oh, flipping it. His categories are
There's a lot of pressure on me here.
Well, we've got to be exciting.
I tell you what, answer that phone call, because we've got a caller coming on who might be able to come up with a better category than that. But it doesn't make sense, because I could have easily just said 10 things about... I could have said 100 things about the royal family.
Yes, but it was that's why I said it was a bad category. You've got to think about what you'd...
You should have defined...
Ian, I did. Ian,
You didn't. My brain hurts.
Ian, I did.
James.
Ian.
James.
Ian.
James.
Ian.
James.
Ian.
James.
All right. I did that.
Okay, thank you very much. Does Seb want to play? Seb doesn't want to play.
I can't get hold of him.
Oh man, hang on a minute. Let me just. Hey man, you're on line 2. Who's that? I don't know what's going on with the phones. All right, come up with a new category, Ed. And not a boring one.
See, there's a lot of pressure on the... I feel there's more pressure on the adjudicator than the contestants.
I'll tell you what we'll do. All right, James, you come up with a category, then I'll come up with a category. Boom. There we go. Man away, mano. We don't need a third wheel.
Brilliant. All right, then. Got one.
Go.
80 sitcoms.
Well, hang on, but what is it about 80 sitcoms? You've got to name them.
Oh, you've got to name them. You've got to name them, yeah.
All right, I'm in with a 7.
9.
I'm in with... You're saying 9?
Yeah.
I'm going for 10.
That agrees.
So what, I've got to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, right, fine. Are you going to do any of your rubbish challenges?
Well, it depends if you're going to do any of your rubbish answers.
Well, hang on a minute. All of my answers so far have been spot on.
Well, yeah,
all of your...
You've only done 4.
Yes, exactly. 100% hit rate so far.
Are you playing for time here? Because you've got to start the game.
The game is started. I'm doing it.
Well, come on. Let's hear you.
Okay.
Number 1.
The Golden Girls.
Bing.
Cheers.
Bing.
Family Ties.
Bing. Oh, too long.
No, sure. Okay, fine. All right, fine. The Cosby Show.
Bing.
Who's the boss?
Bing.
Who's the boss? How many have I had so far?
5.
5. Okay. Alf.
No, all right.
What do you mean? Why are you saying? Why? I go. Whoa! I'm challenging your hesitation. What was that for?
Well, was it funny?
Well, it doesn't matter whether it was funny or not. It was a sitcom. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Bing. Hold on a minute.
Yep.
Was that a 96? No, it wasn't. Carry on. Oh, no, it was. It was a 96.
False challenge!
Really?
False challenge!
When did it come out?
All right.
Please check.
It premiered in 1990, according to this.
But was probably developed in the 80s, in your defence.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't count. I just need to name one.
All right,
and I win the round.
Go on then, I bet you can't.
Brushstrokes.
All right, fine. Last round. 1-1. The deciding round.
You're not allowed to choose a monkey.
Oh, sugar!
You can't set that rule. That's unfair.
Well, in that case, I shouldn't have let you set 80 sitcoms. Okay, let me think of something that I know a lot about that nobody else does. Hang on. And there are many... Okay. There are many, many things that I know lots about that nobody else does. Albums?
What? Well, you have to be more specific than that. Come on.
By
Oh.
the
Who?
Beach
Oh.
Boys.
8.
11.
Bit agree. I only know Pet Sounds. And you can have that one.
Best of the Beach Boys Volume 1.
Bing.
Best of the Beach Boys Volume 2.
Bing.
Best of the Beach Boys Volume 3.
Bing. You have to stop doing that now.
Summer in... Well, there are only those 3.
Oh, good.
Summer in... thing is, you won't know. Summer in Paradise.
I've got sound effects.
Okay, right. Carl and the Passions, So Tough. Holland.
You see...
Surf's Up. Sunflower. Smiley Smile.
I'm going to challenge that.
Well, you've lost, because Smiley Smile came out after Smile was aborted. That was the weak, lacklustre contractual obligation album. The game is over. I have destroyed you. James, I look forward to playing this next week.
Well done, Ian.
Thank you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, there we go. So, we need to establish some ground rules there, but I think we're on to... you're right, I literally could have said anything to that guy and gotten away with it. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. There was... Well, there's a weird story in the paper about one of the presenters here from Talk Radio. And I don't want to make too much light of it. But it's got me scratching my head going, what the hell are you talking about? Why would anybody want to do that? So I'll do it in a bit. 0844 499 1000. Yes. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number. Seb's on the line. Yes, Seb.
I wanted to play the game, but I couldn't. The phone didn't work for some reason.
Oh, Flip! What do you mean the phone? Who's? Now, hang on.
I don't know if it was my end or your end, but it's working now. That's all that matters.
Well, it is. Well, is it working though, Seb? That's the question. Yes, you have got through, but there may be hundreds of poor souls desperately at home, flicking away in front of their phones, trying to get on and not able to. So 0844, and I'm glad you brought this to our attention. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's just sit back, Seb. I tell you what to do. I've got some. Stay there because you're part of this. I've got some music.
Ian, do you call people back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Have we called you back?
Yeah.
You've been listening.
I'm just doing an Alan Caddick.
Hang on a second. I just need to do a noddy holder. Oh, no, hang on a second. Why is that not working? Get me a fader for my bloody computer, guys, because otherwise I keep doing this. Right, or I can just remember what I'm doing. Right, I just need to just do one of these. Baby. Right, we're okay. Let me just find some... here's some music for it. Just give us 30 seconds, Seb, to see if the phone lines are working. 0844 499 1000. We will call people back. Hang on 1 second. Oh! Looks like the phones are knackered, Seb.
Well, I mean, I was going to say lucky you've got me on, but maybe not.
Well, what can you bring?
I wanted to play the game.
I'll play it with you.
You've got to pick a category, though.
Yeah, okay, I'll pick a category. I don't really know anything that's useful, though.
So I think the rule should be it shouldn't be something like. It shouldn't be something which would be on Mastermind as a specialist subject. That should be like the one rule, no specialist subjects.
Well, but hang on a minute. You can do... On Mastermind now, you can do a specialist subject like the Police Academy films 3 to 4.
Yeah, true. Okay, fine.
You can do anything.
And also, weren't you on Mastermind?
Mate, I was on it. I won it.
Exactly. So maybe this isn't fair at all.
I won I've won them all. Name a quiz show, and I've probably been on it and won it. I won that. I won Weakest Link. I won Ready, Steady, Cook.
It's Ready, Steady, Cook a quiz?
Well, I was tested to the limits of endurance.
Okay, so
my
having to put up
category.
with Ainsley flipping Harriet.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, he's nice. Yes.
Is my category then?
Hang on a second. Hang on a minute, Seb. Before we do that, what happened with Alan Titchmarsh today?
Did you see? Oh my God!
What? He had some chips and an Easter egg and was helicoptered. And he was helicoptered out to hospital.
Now, was this real?
It does sound very day-to-day. Can I put forward a very controversial theory? Now that I've been investigating the world of David Icke and the conspiracy theorists, I think I've got the hang of this.
Okay.
So here's my conspiracy theory, right?
Okay, great. You should record this and send it to your fella on Sunday night.
Okay, yeah, well, how would you? Yeah, of course. Right. Wogan, Corbett, Daniels, Guest. Right?
Yep.
The next name on the hitman's list was Titchmarsh, and somehow Titchmarsh survived the assassination attempt.
The thing with Titchmarsh is he's always got Dimmock and Walsh around.
Exactly. She doesn't wear a bra.
She doesn't.
No, which is every woman's choice to do so if they so wish. What I'm saying is, Seb, we're focusing too much on Charlie Dimmock's things.
Yeah, I wish you move on.
We are moving on. The point I'm trying to make is...
One cup at a time. What?
The point I'm trying to make is... we don't know that these celebrities of a certain calibre aren't being murdered. It's a theory. I'm not saying it's the truth.
It's
people on Digital Spy.
There's definitely some words in a sentence that makes up a theory.
Before everyone on Digital Spy has a pop saying I'm saying it's the fact, listen very carefully. I will say this many, many times. I'm not saying it's fact. I'm just saying it's a theory. And I think that's how conspiracy theorists work. I came up with that theory in Sainsbury's when I was looking for a sandwich.
What sandwich was it?
Cheese and onion. And I bought some apples. That's beside the point.
Apples?
Yeah. I'm really into apples at the moment. I'm trying to lose weight.
What kind of apples?
Red ones. They're in the car. Do you want one?
You need to be careful. If you leave apples in the car, they heat up. You might be on the hitman's next list.
Well, this is the thing. I'm nowhere am I in the league of those stars that I've mentioned, but it's a theory, isn't it?
It's a theory. It's definitely a theory.
All right, go on. You come up with the category then, Seb.
Well, I was going to say quiz shows, but maybe that's a bit. Maybe that is a special subject for you, quite literally, because you've been on so many.
You want to name quiz shows?
Well, we were talking about no. What have you had? You've had 80 sitcoms.
It's a lot. It's all TV orientated. It shows what sad bunch we are that we're not doing the male protagonists in Shakespeare or alternate lines of Wordsworth or anything like that.
Oh yeah, well this is perfect then.
Go on.
Classic film trilogies.
I'll name 3.
You've got a trilogy of trilogies.
There's a little joke there.
Yeah, I like it. Sorry, I ruined it by explaining it. I'll do 4.
I'll do 6.
Oh, nice little jump. 7.
What do I have to say? Buggeroo?
Is that the name of the game?
What do I say? Buggeroo?
I say Buckaroo. What do you say Buckaroo for?
What do I say to start the game? We've got no callers, so I'm playing the game with Seb now.
Buckaroo.
Okay, Buckaroo.
That's a different game completely.
What am I supposed to say to you to activate the game? Come in whenever you can.
I wasn't listening, but if I knew it was
T is more important.
I don't think I would have called up to play.
T is more important, Catherine, but we've got no callers. Okay, let's just... All right.
Charming.
Charming. Start. So you've got to name 8. Classic...
I said 7.
Okay, 7 classic film trilogies. And Seb...
Well, the best film trilogy of all time, easy for me to say, Beverly Hills Cop.
Well, he's straight in there. All right, 1, yes.
The Matrix.
Boing! Challenge.
Go on.
You said classic. The Matrix films are not classic. The first one's all right. The second one's pony.
I agree.
The third one's unwatchable.
Well, I agree, but
No.
yeah, okay.
So you're out. So all I've got to do is name 1. Classic.
No, hold on, but...
If you'd have said, right, and I don't want to argue with you again, I don't want to take your pants down and spank your butt again on radio. No, we haven't got any.
So let's stick with this then.
So we'll stick with it, but I don't want to take your pants down and spank your ass on the radio again, like I did last time when I taught you a lesson.
Let's not bring that up.
You said classic. If you'd hadn't put that word in and you said film trilogies, yeah, you could have had The Matrix.
Well,
You
I
said
think it was quite.
You said classic.
I think it was quite groundbreaking, though.
You said classic. You said the first one was. The trilogy was not. We're going to go to an impartial judge who is also a Christian. So he's going to believe. I believe what he says.
The Matrix first movie was great. The second one was useless. I never bothered seeing the third because it wasn't a classic.
Thank you very much, Seb.
Outrage.
Get that phone call. Get that phone call.
Unbelievable.
So that's 1-0 to me. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Right. I'm going to do.
Well, your last number was 6, so why don't you name 6?
No, the rule is I've got to name one.
Go on then. Classic.
Classic. Classic. You want classic, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know what you're going to say when I say this.
Oh, God.
But I'm gonna say it. The Godfather. The Godfather.
So how many of those films are you counting?
All 3 of them. As a classic. No. The third one is not a classic film by any stretch of the imagination.
Right, so...
No, incorrect, Seb. It is considered a classic trilogy. It is a classic trilogy, despite the fact the third film is a dud.
Yeah, but no, if you've got to have the same logic for everything.
All right, Vicky Pollard.
Yeah, but you've got to have the same logic.
No, I've not got to have the same logic. The Matrix is not classed as a classic trilogy.
Right, why don't we ask the fairest man in that building, Ed, who I'm sure is going to be impartial here.
I know who I'm going to ask. All right, forget Ed. Right,
No.
The
same adjudicator, come on now.
No, what we're going to do, we're going to ask...
you bend the rules, go on. What?
You've worked out the act at last, well done. Russ?
Hello.
Would you consider The Matrix to be a classic film trilogy?
You know something, mate? I've never, ever seen any of the Matrix.
That answers the question. Don't apologise, Russ, that answers the question. But would you consider The Godfather trilogy to be a classic film trilogy?
Based on what other people tell me, yeah.
Hang on a minute, have you never seen... Oh, flipping it.
Right, go back to Ed then.
No, hang on a minute, Ed's actually... Now we're getting loads of phone calls.
Police Academy.
That's not a trilogy.
That's not a trilogy.
There's 7 of them. What would you call that?
2.5 trilogies.
Yeah, exactly. It's even better. It smashes it out the water.
Russ, I once watched all 7 Police Academy films in one
did,
day.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
With Verinda?
With Verinda. It was
I've got the box set.
It was, don't watch the last one doesn't make any sense at all.
No.
It was
does it not make any sense because you watch them all in a row?
Maybe. It was like taking LSD. The number 6, though, is surprisingly strong. So, Russ, stay there, Russ, because I want to. We've got another caller. Let's put Rashid straight through if Rashid answers the phone, because I want to. I want this to be fair, Seb, and also I want to stretch this out for as long as I possibly can. You understand, Rashid?
Yeah.
Good evening, Rashid. Whereabouts you calling from, mate?
Wagwan, I'm in Stoke.
Wagwan in Stoke, Rashid.
Okay.
Now,
this will be interesting.
Let's start with my one first. The Godfather films, all 3 of them, considered as a whole work, is it a classic trilogy, Rashid?
The Godfather, is it classic? Yes, most definitely.
Thank you. But in the interest of fairness, Rashid...
Oh, this is bullshine. This is bullshine.
The Matrix movies, the 3 of them, are they considered a classic trilogy, Rashid?
Me never watch any of them, man. Me never watch one of them Matrix films, you get me? Because me don't like them Matrix films. I don't like them.
Your accent changed from Asian to Jamaican.
Where's it going? That's the question.
What can I say? What
have you called in for, Rashid?
I've got 2 songs, with deep voices. That's what you wanted to know.
No, but the question is, Rashid, have you got a trilogy of songs with low voices?
Well, let me see. Let me get the first 2 out the way, and I'll think of a third one.
But we're dealing in trilogies right now.
Oh, Seb.
Okay.
Calm down. Don't listen. Russ, stay there. We're going to come to you. Seb, calm down, okay? Just because you're being destroyed for the second time. In front of approximately 67 people listening to this. There's no reason to be upset. Rashid.
There's a lot of people on Periscope agreeing with me, by the way.
Oh, well, we all know that Periscope is for perverts. Rashid.
Yes,
you've got songs with deep voices. There's a nice little breather between in this game. Yes, away you go.
Go on. Okay, first one is ba 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 bang ba dang dang ba dong ding ba ding ba dong ding blue moon blue 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 ba 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 ba-ba-ba-bang, ba-dang-dang, ba-ding-ba-dong-ding, ba-ding-ba-dong-ding, blue moon. That was the first one.
Bravo.
Oh, flipping it, mate! That was very funny.
You can't get no deeper than that. But second one is
There was a little bit of freestyling on the words there, but I like that. That was brilliant.
All right.
Nice one, Rashid. Okay, that's
I'm sure it's dippy dong ding ba ding ba dong ding blue moon. I'm sure it's that.
Dippy dong ding ba ding ba dong ding.
I'm sure it's that.
Okay, Rashid, go on. What else you got then?
Second one is by the man Johnny Cash, which incidentally was the first ever rap song. The first ever rap song.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. A white man invented rap.
Yeah, go on.
With Big John, Big Bad John.
I know. Now, Catherine, you're putting...
Was that Johnny Cash?
Johnny Cash. He's the first rap artist. He's the first rap artist.
Was that Johnny Cash?
No,
it wasn't Johnny Cash.
It was Johnny Cash.
No, it wasn't Johnny Cash.
Big John, Big Bad John.
It wasn't. It wasn't. Okay, here it is. Oh, right, hang on a minute. Here we go. Shh.
Big John, Big John. Every morning at the mine,
He is rapping now.
He stood 6'6" and weighed 245, kind of broad at the shoulder and narrow at the hip. And everybody knew you didn't give no lip to Big John. Big John, Big John, Big Bad John.
It is rap. That isn't
a rap song.
That isn't Johnny Cash, though.
Can I just say, I was never a teenage boy, but I'm getting the feeling that this is what it was like.
Yes, very much so. This is Johnny Cash doing it. Oh no, it's not Johnny Cash. Oh, hang on.
Every morning at the
No, it's not Johnny Cash. It's Jimmy. There's a bloke called Jimmy Dean. But I'll give you that.
Where's
the third?
Third one, I can't think of one at the moment.
Rashid,
but,
as soon as you think of it, we're a bit quiet on the calls tonight. You give us a call, you get straight back on.
Nice one, Ian.
You made me
Nice
laugh
one.
a lot.
Love the show. I haven't listened to 5 Live since you've come on, and I don't feel guilty.
Good for you, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't feel guilty. Seb, stay there. Russ, stay there. We'll do this. 0844 499 1000. We're tentatively asking deep voices in songs and questions that make you seem you're clever. We're also playing a game that James made up. We don't know what it's called. He didn't make it up. It's a quiz show from TV or something, or radio or something, isn't it?
What was it?
Isn't it around in the Krypton Factor or something?
Probs.
Russ is on the line. Seb is on the line. Good evening, both of you, gentlemen.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. So, Seb.
Yeah.
Have I beaten you 2-0 yet, or is it 1-0 to me?
Well, yeah, okay, fine, whatever.
Oh.
No, listen, if you
There's beef there.
Listen to Russ chuckling, and that's the chuckle of a man who's lived and has been beaten many times. It's a chuckle. It's a chuckle of humiliation and experience.
Well, it's also the chuckle of a man who smells beef.
Beef, big bad beef. So I think I beat you 1-0.
Yeah, go on then.
So all right, Catherine, you pick a category for me and Seb, okay?
What, of anything?
Yep.
Fashion.
Well, that doesn't work.
That's very broad.
It doesn't work.
Well, all right. Cartoons.
Well, all right, 100.
Oh, 100?
Well, I could name 100 cartoons if I really...
All right, okay. All right, now I get you. Okay. Cartoons. Cartoons.
How long have you got? An hour and a half?
And Russ, you're in on this. You can have a bet on this if you want as well, Russ. Hang on.
All right, cartoons with sexy animals.
Cartoons with sexy animals. All right, as I won the last round, I'll go...
I've got one.
Well, hang on a minute.
Bet you have.
I'm going to name 3. I've got 3. Seb, how many can you beat 3?
I'll go for... No, you know what? I'll let you do that for 3.
Hang on a minute. Well, Russ might want a piece of this pie.
I'll go 4.
Oh. Russ, name those cartoons with sexy animals in, please, buddy.
Oh, sexy animals. I think it's sexy characters.
Did you say sexy animals?
Said sexy animals, Russ. You're hearing your own thing.
Oh.
Russ, you've said... Russ, mate, you've
Give
said...
us 4 animals that are sexy.
Give us 4 sexy cartoon animals...
That you fancy.
That you'd want to actually engage, if it was possible, you'd want to engage in the act of lovemaking with these cartoon animals because they're so sexy. That when you watch them, and if your missus in the room, you feel a bit guilty and like you're cheating on her.
Well, there's always Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
What?
No, Minnie Mouse is. Yeah,
She's not sexy.
Yeah, she is. She's cute. Yeah,
she can be.
Yeah, I've got
Is
that
it
one.
because you can see her knickers?
Come on, it's me that normally drags us in the gutter.
No, but I don't get the Minnie Mouse thing. She's got a massive head. And
Yeah, no, she's cute. She's
Okay.
cute. I'll give you that. Go on, that's one, Russ.
You see, Kath, she's got a bow, you see.
Yeah, Bo.
That's a big thing, is it?
Bows are cute, man.
Well, the only other thing I can come up with in terms of animals is Sue off Sooty and Sweep.
Well, that's not a
they did a cartoon version.
Let me just get this straight, Ross. You fancy Sue?
The best show I've ever done in my life.
Can you imagine? Oh, Matthew, can you answer the phone? It's Ross again. Won't leave me alone.
I can't answer
You said animals.
Yeah, no.
I can think of.
There is. Hang on a minute. There is
cartoon
a. I'm giving him that because there is a cartoon version of
But,
City.
I mean, the definition of sexy is being stretched to the very limits
Well, you have
here.
to stretch it. It's a puppet. I'm giving you that, Russ. You've got
I was
two
going
more.
to say Lois from Family Guy, but she's not an animal.
She's she can be.
She can be hot. I tell you, in some episodes.
She is. Oh, well, the episodes when she whips her clothes off and she has a leather basque on. Jeez. Oh, God. But no, you've got two more sexy cartoon animals to go, Russ.
I'm on the spot here, mate, big time.
Okay, it's up for me.
I can't think of any female cartoon animals.
Who said they had to be female?
Hey?
Oh, well, there's Donald Duck.
What?
He could have said Daisy Duck, but he don't fancy her. Donald Duck, though, yes!
You know
yes!
why? You know why?
Go on.
Because he wears a top but no trousers. You can have poo for that as well.
I would dispute. I'm going to dispute Donald.
Is there anything less sexy than a man with a top on but no trousers?
I'm going to dispute
better than Donald Trump.
Well done, topical satire and not look like Rory Bremner, clever but not funny. I think we are all agreeing that Donald is not a sexy cartoon animal. Seb, would you agree with that?
I would 100% agree with that.
Kath, would you agree with that?
Oh, I wouldn't touch him with yours.
All right, Seb, it's between me and you now. We keep going until we can't go anymore. You go first, buddy.
Oh.
Or do you want me
I know.
Go on.
Winnie the Pooh.
Again, top and no trousers.
Because
Yeah.
he's a big bear.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very popular within the gay community. Is
Yeah.
a thing. All right, here's one. Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, well.
A horny French skunk? Come on.
He's a sex criminal.
No, well, I mean, now he would be, but it was the 70s, you know.
Sex pest.
It was the 70s. It was all right to paint male cats with a white stripe and then try and Rogerise them.
You're all forgetting a really important one. Go on.
Come on.
Who's fiddling?
Seb, it's your turn.
Oh.
We keep going now till one of us can't go. And the other
really?
one, yeah.
Okay. Oh.
I've got a good one. Got a good one.
Have you?
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm not telling you, mate. I want you to do it.
I tried it. Oh.
Tell me when you give up, mate.
Oh, I'm not giving up.
Okay, we got another call, so we can stip it.
I've got a real sexy one, actually.
You can't be.
I know
Sexy than poo.
Oh,
Yeah,
Catherine, there's a phrase. There's a phrase I didn't think I'd hear from you. Sexier than poo. Deary me.
What about the rabbit off the old Cadbury's?
Oh, I was going to have that one, Russ. That was mine, the Cadbury's Caramel Bunny.
Sorry.
Is that a cartoon or an advert?
Yeah, but it's animated, mate.
Animated?
Oh, so we can do films, can we?
Yes, mate, as long as it's animated. Animated, yeah. Is it animated?
What?
Who?
What?
Who?
Can someone answer a question?
Please.
I said Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, you could
Not
have
an animal.
She was a rabbit.
No, she wasn't.
She was part rabbit.
Her name was Rabbit because she was married to Roger Rabbit, but she was a woman.
Seb, I'm
She was
sorry,
a
mate.
whole lot of woman.
Right, well, so I won.
Well, let's go with what your next answer is.
Well, no, it's the Cadbury's Caramel Bunny. Russ is out. He's shouting from the audience. Sorry, audience, quiet, please. But yes, I'll have. I was going to say that one.
Were you though?
All right then. The woman, the female character in Thundercats.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
Lion-O's bit. I don't know her name. But
Chitara.
Yeah, Chitara. There you go.
Can I just say, somebody on Periscope said Peppa Pig, and I completely think that is disgusting.
That is disgusting on so
Seb,
many levels.
Seb, you've been a good sport as always, mate. Thank you very much indeed. 08449911000. Russ, did we get to the point?
Yeah, all I wanted to say was loving the Periscope, and although I'm not a pervert, and, check out a song. I don't know whether you're into psychedelic 60s. A group called The Seeds, and it's called Pushing Too Hard.
Oh, is that you that was talking about the Seeds on Periscope?
Yeah.
I saw that. All right, I'm aware of the Seeds, but I'm not that familiar. I will check that out. I'm going to write. Look, I'm even going to write that down in my book because I'm always on the lookout for the.
Okie doke.
All right, nice one, Russ. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Ta-ta. There we go. And that's the joy of this show, right? Really quiet on the phone calls, but what phone calls they were. So, well, there's odd stuff in the papers today, and my favourite story is Sargapu. Chef made curry after wiping bum with hand.
Oh.
A curry house chef prepared food after wiping his bottom with his hands, a court heard.
How did they find out?
Because the food tasted like
I know, but I mean...
Mahbub Chowdhury told health officers he did not use toilet paper for cultural reasons.
Oh, mucky Mahbub.
They don't over there. In India and Pakistan, places like that, the hole in the ground is still very popular. You wipe. I think you wipe with the left hand.
Is that why you don't shake with the left?
They eat with the right and they wipe with the left. And there's like a jug, and you pour water over your hand to just kind of get the...
Blimey. Not even a Dettol wipe.
Fecal matter off.
Gosh.
Instead, he filled a plastic milk bottle with water and used it to clean his bottom after toilet trips. He then made dishes, including fish and meat curries. Inspectors found the bottle.
Oh, that's how he got rumbled.
Covered...
No.
In
No.
brown
No.
fingerprints.
Oh, no.
Which was fecal matter. Where is this place? I want to go and eat there. Well, I'll tell you why. Prosecutor Rosie Heath told the court they found very poor standards of hygiene at Yeehaw! Flavour of Asia in Swindon last May.
Crikey.
The defending solicitor said the bottle was never properly assessed and the marks could have been spices. Chowdhury, 46, admitted 10 food and hygiene breaches before town magistrates will be sentenced. So, strangely, you know when they do a song about Paul McCartney dyeing his hair, they'll do 5 Beatles songs like Ticket to Die, and like as in dyeing. They'll do songs that Ticket to Die and The Long and Winding Wig, or they'll do that.
Yeah,
they've done that for this fella.
Oh, because this is hilarious.
Oh, this is the menu. He's done a menu.
Gosh.
Back passage to India. This is the Sun, right? Gosh. Chicken down crack.
What? Down crack.
Dan crack. Like in Dan Chuck. And that's the one. Lamb Madas. Bombay mix. Beef Vindaloo.
Oh my God.
Chicken jalkazi.
Oh.
And all served with pilau rice. That.
There have been high fives all around the newsroom for that.
Rashid is back on the line. Yes, Rashid, we said if you got a third, you could come straight back on, sir. I'm hoping you've got a third, because you are straight back on.
I've been wrecking my brain, and I've thought of one. I thought of 2, actually, but I'll give you the one if you want.
Yeah.
It's, love can't turn around. Look and turn around since this thing was started, and it's all broken-hearted, and I love you, baby. Look and turn around. Look and turn around.
But what is that? What is the song, and where is the? What's the song? Where's the deep part?
Well, I can't remember the actual name of the song and the artist, but I think that's the gist of it.
But where's the deep part?
Look and turn around.
That sounds like Alexander O'Neill.
Okay, well, give us the other one, because I'm not buying that one. Go on.
Okay. Old Man River, the Old Man River.
Thank you very much, Rashid. Let's go to 90s Gary. Yes, what's happening in the 90s, Gary?
Not much at the minute.
That would be it. That would be it. What you got for us, buddy?
You saw me on Periscope just a minute ago saying, is it an open line?
Yeah, but the whole show generally, and we might have themed shows. I'm thinking about maybe doing themed shows a few months down the line. But the whole show, people can call in about whatever they want to call in about.
Right. Well,
it's not one of those shows, Gary. There's so many other shows, and I don't think they necessarily do it here, but so many other shows do this thing where they'll have a question for an hour,
Right.
Should we ban diesel cars from middle of towns? And someone will phone up and go, well, it's funny you mention that because I ride a motorbike. And no, if I can bring you back to the question, should we ban diesel cars from the central town? Well, my motorbike... No, I'm just going to bring you back to the question. If you can't stick to the question... And they stick to the question. And what I like to do is... I was going to say have a conversation, but it's primarily me talking. But I want it to be like we're in like a restaurant or a bar or a cafe or wherever you're comfortable with, and people come in and they catch the tail end of one conversation. They go, oh, yeah, you're talking there about... deep voices in songs. That reminds me, I was watching a brilliant karate film the other day. Do you know what I mean? And it just goes off in whatever tangent people want it to go off in. That's how I want it to work, 90s. So, yes, you're welcome, boss.
Well, I've got a question for you.
Yes, boss.
Have you explored Periscope properly?
Nope.
Oh, you're missing out. There's some wonderful things on that app.
Well, but, for those who don't know, because we've got people that aren't completely computer literate, we are periscoping the show, and what that means is I have my phone up in a corner on a tripod, and I'm like using like a video camera or a webcam, and it's streaming the whole show. Periscope.tv/Iain Lee. You can do it. I was never sold by it, and we did it for a couple of shows here, and I can't remember why, and I was going to stop doing it until we got a phone call from someone who said, I've never heard of you, never heard of Talk Radio, but I discovered you on Periscope. I thought,
I remember.
All right, then, we're going to stick with it. We've had 3 or 4 people saying that on air. So we're doing it. But I know you can search people by name, you can search people by country. That's sometimes quite good fun. What have you seen on Periscope then, 90s?
Well, I've actually got a few people I follow regularly now. There's some of them, they walk around cities and show you what they're looking at. And there's a couple in London, there's 3 in New York, there's 1 in Paris.
Yeah.
And it's like it's almost like you're there, but they're brilliant. They really dedicate themselves to it, and I'm going to start doing it from here in Glasgow, because I've really been taken by the app.
Oh.
It's really addictive.
Well, so what, you're going to walk around Glasgow?
Yep.
And what are you going to show? I mean, that Glasgow accent you got is going to be tough to get past, but don't worry.
I didn't realise.
Yeah, exactly. But, so what are you going to show them?
Just the sights, you know. I mean, there's people out all across the world who haven't seen Glasgow before, and it's just something nice to, I don't know, see people's happiness when they see things. I mean, tonight I was watching Mona, her name is, in London.
Yeah.
And by the way, you've got a viewer in Nevada watching you who I told about the show.
You pulled it?
Sorry, not pulled in.
You said you pulled it. You've pulled it. My worry is that Periscope could be used for evil, and I'm hearing more and more stories of where it has been used for evil.
There is a dark side.
There is a dark side to Periscope. I like to go on... I've been on from time to time, and I don't want to say trolled, because that's got really bad connotations, but I've wound up Americans. I like winding up Americans.
Define winding up.
Being quite offensive and obnoxious to them.
Trolling.
Okay, is it? That's that, is it?
Yeah.
It's got such a bad name in the press, hasn't it? When actually it's quite good fun. No, just teasing them and, you know, just talking rubbish to them. But I don't know. I mean, why would anyone... Okay, well, but that's actually quite a good thing. How many viewers does this Mona get?
Well, Mona, she's one of my favourite Periscopers in London.
Calm down.
And I'd say she gets roughly, for each scope, about 50 to 60 viewers.
Have we got a cross line?
No.
Have you got a telly on?
Shh, be quiet. Have you got the telly on, 90s?
No.
Have you got the radio on?
My radio is on very...
Oh, I thought we had a cross line then, you muppet. I could hear it.
Sorry. It's ever so quiet.
I've got very... Well, my ears are interesting.
God,
maybe I'll tell you about them one day, but I'm getting the look from the boss.
But honestly, have a good look around Periscope, everybody, and you'll see some wonderful things.
So, do you know what? Tonight, what I'm going to do... Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. When I get to bed, if I can stay awake, I'll be in bed about 2:15.
Right.
I'm going to have a little look around the Periscope. I'm going to go up Periscope. In fact, that's every time we start the show, up Periscope. Dun, 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 dun. Id, do you ever... Id, right, you're from New Zealand,
Yep.
right? Do you miss New Zealand?
A little bit.
Do you ever go on Periscope and have a little look at it?
No, because a lot of people in New Zealand on Periscope aren't showing New Zealand. They're just playing guitar or doing something. And I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just talk to my friends.
Hey, my sister's kids, my niece and nephew, who are 11 and 7, I think, maybe 11 and 8, I don't remember. 11 and 8, maybe. Blimey.
They're the ones in Titirangi, is
They're
that right?
Titirangi.
Yep.
They're going to phone in the next couple of weeks. It's half term or something coming up there. School holidays coming up.
Yep, end of term 1.
Okay, so they are I don't know what that means. So they're going to phone up
end
soon.
of term 1.
So if you've got any questions you want to ask about home, they're from the same city as you.
Sort of a bit of a catch-up, being like, okay, what have I missed in the last few months?
We'll get Dylan and Pepper, for that is their wonderful names, and they are such delightful children. I miss them so much. They can be our Kiwi correspondents.
Fantastic.
There we go. Dylan and Pepper, you've got jobs. You're our Kiwi correspondents, okay? And you have to fill in id on the news from his hometown and fill in the rest of the world on why NZ is so darn cool. That's what we have to do. They'll probably say, "Oh, I hate it. I want to come back home. I miss all my friends. This is rubbish. It's rubbish."
No one would say that about New Zealand.
Well, they have been. Now, Gary, listen, thank you for that. Best of luck with doing that. It is weird, isn't it, that you can do all this stuff. You know, everything is accessible, but it's whether you get. No one's found a way to make money out of it. The only person to make money out of podcasts, Gervais. No one else can. No one else can make money out of this stuff. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Journalist Julia Hartley-Brewer. Shoutist Julia Hartley-Brewer. Shouty woman. Shouty office woman. Office shouty woman. Julia Hartley-Brewer. She's so shouty she make me cry. Julia Hartley-Brewer has revealed that she once threatened to punch a Tory MP, now a very senior minister, who groped her knee thrice at dinner.
Oh.
The talk radio host. Now listen, I'm not being funny, right? We've been in the paper more than anyone else here so far, which is great. Their reviews, they don't really count. She's been in the paper for getting touched up, and because she did something about the Falklands. I want to get in the paper, so could you touch me up, please, Kath? Okay. The talk radio host told Sky News I'm Julia. The third time. Is that how does she spell? I'm Julia Hartley-Brewer. Hello.
No.
Hello.
No.
Hello. How you do a voice then? You're good at voices.
I'm not going to take the mickey out of her.
I'm Julia Hartley-Brewer. The third time I said, if you don't put your hand on my knee again,
if you don't,
I'm going to punch you in the face. He seemed to understand. Brad, come on. Is your name really Brad Bradley from America?
Well, Ian, you said you like to wind those Americans up, and Brad Bradley is here to give you the challenge. So, can you wind me up? Come on. I dare you. A double dog dare you.
Double dog? Go on, Ian, get in there.
I'm doing it.
Is this me? I'm not very wound up. I'm very relaxed.
Oh.
I'm very relaxed and chillaxed. And I don't think you're doing a very good job of winding this American up. Come on.
You sound...
Oh no, I don't think you can do it. I think the Americans have won this one.
You sound like you're getting wound up, Mr. Bradley.
I ain't getting wound up. I never get wound up. How dare you say I'm getting wound up? That is disgraceful. I think you're getting wound up. I think this is reflection, projection, infection, selection. I think that you are trying to put your winding up ways back on me, and I'm not going to stand for it.
It sounds like you're getting very upset, Bradley.
Yeah. Mom.
Okay, well, I think we rounded up. I'm being told from Id and from other people that Periscope has crashed.
It's because of Bradley.
I don't think it has Periscopers. Are you still there? Some of you are still there. 174 of you are still there.
Is it the Americans that have left?
They're still there. It's a weird thing. It's going for some people, not for others, and I don't know. I don't know why. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Paul says, sexy cartoon characters and beatboxing to Big Bad John. This show is ridiculous. I agree with you. He also suggests sexy cartoon characters, Betty Boop.
She did start out as a dog.
That's
But
not,
she's not a dog anymore.
That's no. I never. Betty Boop was weird. She was like for the American GIs, wasn't she?
I used to like Betty Boop when I was a kid, before I realised the ramifications.
I like Betty Boo.
Yeah, different.
Yeah, she was. Where is Betty Boo these days?
Doing
What
the
does she
do.
sing? Where have you gone, baby? We used to have so much fun. You drive me crazy. Somebody tell me where he's gone. She was good. I liked her.
Yeah, she was.
Who was
Did she become a producer?
Maybe
Yeah.
her. She right. This is what the holy trinity of power. The trinity of women's power. And yes, that the shape I'm making with my hand could be interpreted as a sign of womanhood.
If you do it upside down.
There we go. This is who I want to see touring together. Betty Boo.
Boo.
Martika.
Yeah.
From Martika's Kitchen.
Yeah.
And Stefan and Kathy Dennis.
Right.
I would pay. Come on. And the opening act is Beverly Craven doing 4 songs.
Boo.
Yeah?
Cherry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're going American now.
Nana Cherry's not American.
She is.
No?
Yeah, she is.
No.
Yes, she is, buddy.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, she is.
No.
Yeah.
No.
She is.
She's not.
She's American.
She's not.
She raps and sings in
Like an American.
Eagle Eye Cherry is an American, her
No,
brother.
He's not.
Exactly. So I think I've proved my point there. We're going to have to find out the rest of your American women shortly after this.
Talk Radio.
Oh, hang on flipping it. Hang on a second. So let me just sit there. Dennis. Yeah, Dennis.
Yeah, the Americans so easy to wind up.
No, we got.
Understand irony.
No, I've got to go.
You tell them a tale with a straight face, they believe you.
Easy listening. I've got to go to the news, Dennis.
Oh, no.
Thank you very much indeed. We'll take calls straight to air after the news. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio. 0844 499 1000. Calls cost 7 pence a minute, plus your provider's access charge. They will cost considerably more from a mobile. Bear that in mind when you're calling it. Get rid of that bed. Get rid of that bed. Let's have a little bit of this. This is a nice bit of music. Let's have this. Hang on. Yeah, a little bit of this. Okay, the way it works now is Catherine is sat in the studio with me. Are you here for the rest of the thing now, or have you got stuff to do?
I can do one. Yeah. I'll stay another 10 minutes, then I'll go and do something.
Oh, gosh, I feel honoured.
I'll go if you want.
Go on then. Go and do that and then come back.
All right.
The way it works is you call up 0844 499 1000. You can come on and do whatever you want. Say what you want. Do anything you want. I warn you, there is a 7-second delay. So don't swear or be libelous. I have a button here that actually says dump. I press it. You get cut off. People don't hear it. So, that's kind of the way it works. If you're going to play some audio down the phone, like something you've recorded or something, then I don't put it on speakerphone. Please, because that just gets in the way of things. 0844 499 1000. Let's play, shall we? Line 1, you're on the wireless.
G'day, Ian. It's the Id impersonator.
Oh, this is an Id impersonator already.
G'day. Yeah, I'm just reading for a few things. My teeth are hurting, so I need to find a 24-hour dentist. And also, my fridge is free of ketchup for my fashion chops.
Thank you, Id impersonator. Nice to talk to you.
Up yours.
Id, you've made it, mate.
No,
You've got
I'm stoked. Except we don't call it we call it tomato sauce back home. So you're 99% there.
Wow, look at it. Everyone's a critic. Everyone's a critic. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
2 things. Bambi's mum.
Before or after the death?
Before, please.
Okay. Well,
Just saying. And Nelly Cherry's Swedish, not American. You're wrong.
Thanks very much
1-0
indeed.
to me.
Well, no, you say that, but line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Ian. Now, get back to these lovely Americans that you keep winding up.
Yes, boss.
They're lovely people, but they don't understand irony.
Yep.
If you tell them a tale with a very straight face, they'll believe anything.
Yeah, and that's the joy.
I was on holiday in the with a lot of Americans in there in this hotel, and it was everything was found. And this lad came over and said, "I've never been to a hotel like this where the wine is free at every table." I said, "Well, do you know why it's free?" So he said, "No." I said, "Well, look at the label. It's called Hubrite." I said, "The Spaniards clean their hubcaps with it." I had so much free wine I could have floated home on it.
Oh, flippin' heck.
They're lovely people. I never had to buy another drop of wine.
They're very. Whenever I've been to America, they
Yeah.
have mainly been, even in New York City, not so much in LA actually, but the waiting staff in LA. But even in New York, which is a big city, they have mainly been, the people there have mainly been absolutely delightful to me.
Oh, yes. I think they're lovely people.
I think they are, and it's weird that they are. I'm so tired. I'm going to just blurt out some shorthand. It's weird that they're quite a warmongering country when they're such nice, down to earth people.
Well, that's part of life, isn't it? You know, if you've got a big stick, wave it about.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you got the chance.
Have you got a big stick anymore, Dennis, or has it dropped to a little twig?
No, it's very, very small these days.
Thank you very much indeed. There we go. You see, 08444991000. Some of my best conversations I've had have been with Americans on trains. When I went over there, oh gosh, I don't know, 4 years ago, 2012. I went to see the Monkees in concert over there a couple of times, and I was just there on my own. And I got in touch with some people that I sort of knew on Facebook, and they looked after me. They said, I've got a spare ticket for this show. Come to this show. And I'm going, really? Because a wonderful woman called Kim, right? I'd never met. We'd just spoken on Facebook about the Monkees. And she said, oh, well, while you're over here, you can make this show. And I know it's sold out, but my husband doesn't want to go. Why don't you come and meet me and we'll go and see the show? And I had the most delightful evening with her. I now consider her to be a very good friend. And then riding back from that, I got chatting to these old women about the Queen and that they'd had floods over there recently. I love America. I also enjoy winding the Americans up. 08444991000 on Periscope. And on Xbox. Don't get to play Americans so often on Xbox now. I think they've changed it. I used to like playing Americans and winding them up. Although some of the American children could be quite racist. Boy, oh boy, they were dropping that N-bomb like nobody's business. Orgy Bargy, Pervs, now this is unfair. Pervs 120... Oh, hang on a second. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless.
I love winding up Americans too.
Prove it.
Have you got an American there?
No.
How can I then?
Well, you have to give me evidence. I need witnesses. I need written statements. I need all kinds of things, of course.
Well, I'll send them in the post.
Okay.
But also, the people that are great to wind up on Periscope, especially, are the people in Scotland.
Go on. How do you do that?
You just type in when they're broadcasting off to see what's in their fridge, and they love it. Oh my God, where's the Iron Brew? Absolutely gold.
So, racial stereotyping is fine.
Racial?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess for the purposes of trolling on Periscope, no, it isn't.
Okay. Do you want to apologise to Scotland
for
trolling it?
For what? Sorry.
For trolling it.
No.
Okay. And that, dear listener, explains exactly why this country is completely knackered. This is unfair. Pervs 100. I don't think this guy's a pervert. He's not. Well, he's not a pervert. Well, as far as the evidence that is given here, he's not a pervert. Pervs £127 ticket not to ride Orgy Bargy. Swinger Roy sues Kinky Festival for banning him. Swinger Roy Mags, Mucky Mags, Dirty Mags, Jazz Mags. Yes, line 1.
And your name is? Iain Lee. Your chosen charity? The Berkshire Multiple Sclerosis.
It's me on Mastermind, guys.
And your chosen subject tonight? The Monkees. The Monkees in 2 minutes. What's the title of the first television episode of The Monkees to be broadcast?
Get the first question wrong.
Endangering the life of Princess...
Get this one, pass. Long pause, think, pass.
On which record label did the group notch up
Coal Gems.
top 10 singles in America in 18 months from the launch of the television show in 1966? Coal Gems. Yes, although he was originally a guitarist, who became the group's drummer? Mickey Dolenz. Yes, what's the name of the title character in the Monkees track, also released as a single, about a down-and-out who doesn't want to be saved?
D.W. Washburn.
D.W. Washburn. Yes, which member of the group Crosby, Stills and Nash reportedly failed the audition to become a monkey because he had bad teeth? Stephen Stills. Yes, what was the name of the group's album which featured the track Peter Percival Patterson's...
Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn and Jones Limited.
Pisces, these Aquarius, Capricorn and Jones remixes? Yes. Who wrote the Monkeys' only UK number
This is the most... This just shows how much I've wasted my life, Id, that I know the answer. I got 15, I think, if I remember this correctly. This was years ago. I've wasted my life so much that I can go on television and answer questions about the Monkeys and win Mastermind with it.
I don't think that's a waste of time. I mean, that's actually a skill. You should... is that on your CV?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Put the phone down. Thank you very much indeed. I won, and you win a really crappy glass trophy, which now sits on my mother's windowsill. He was waiting for me to cut him off. I enjoyed that. Hang on, let's just try this one. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hey, fatty boom boom, sweet sugar dumpling. Hey, fatty boom boom, let me tell you something. No, not because you're so big and fat. Don't believe I'm afraid of that.
Thank you very much indeed. There's a fatty bum bum. I'm obsessed with the Monkeys. I'm watching now on Facebook. They are releasing, and we might get one of the. I must email one of the guys from Rhino to see if they'll come on. They're releasing the entire Monkeys television series on Blu-ray for the first time with loads of extra features, and they've cleaned it all up, and it's limited edition box set. It's very, very expensive. And it was supposed to come out, I think, in January. Then it was supposed to come out in April. And now an email has just gone out recently that it's coming out June. Oh, people aren't happy. Oh, people aren't happy. This is disgusting. Hang on, where is it? I'm a very patient person, but even I'm getting cheesed off about this now. It was bad enough when it was put back at the end of April, but now another 2 months. This had better be worth the wait. Kent says, at the very least, they should do something for us of those of us who bought the darn thing before it was announced. And I've just replied, they are. They're adding. The reason it's been put back is they've just found a load of material they want to put in there. So they're doing it to add more stuff. I love the internet. Pervs, £127. Iain Lee, Talk Radio, by the way. 0844 499 1000. I should mention there is a daily podcast. There are podcasts of the full show around and about. You can find them illegally. There will be a full show podcast coming at some point in the future. Not in the near future. Hold on, though, guys. It will happen at some point. But you can get a daily best of podcast. It's about half an hour long, and it has a bit of the interview and a bit of the best calls. And you can find that by going to iTunes and typing in Iain Lee, IAIMLEE, or and Talk Radio, and it pops up. Or your usual podcast provider will have it. If you go and download it, the more people that download it. So if you download it from multiple accounts, the better it looks for me. The more chance there is of us getting a full show podcast. The more chance there is of me getting this job continuing, and things like that. So do it and share it with people that you think might like it, please. Thank you very much. So this guy, I think, is unfairly treated. I don't think he's a pervert. He's open-minded, shall we say. Swinger Roy Maggs, Dirty Maggs, Mucky Maggs. Jazz Maggs has tried to sue a sex festival for refusing him entry because he did not have the right references. Roy, 49. Now, there's a picture of Roy, and I'm showing it to the periscopers. That guy is 7 years older than me. 7 years older? You're having a laugh. 69, surely. Well, he wasn't allowed in, so no, that's not the case. But I can't believe he's 49. Roy, 49, eagerly paid £127 and travelled one... Oh, hang on a second, let me just... Yes, line 1?
I am the goat.
Excellent. Thank you. And travelled 150 miles for the 3 days of orgies at the Swingfields Festival. 3 days of orgies. I mean, 20 minutes, and can we go in? He was denied entry and the chance to join in with events, including jelly wrestling. I get most things in the bedroom. I mean, I don't, but I understand most things in the bedroom. The combination of food and sex, I've never I've never understood that. I don't get... Listen, when I want to eat, I'll eat, and when I want to, I'll be frustrated. But because he failed to read the small print when booking online, 0844 499 1000. The festival's website stated, single men wishing to attend must have 2 character references from fellow swingers. Unmarried accountant Roy was told he should have uploaded the references and a photo to a website before he arrived at the site in the Forest of Dean. A friend said... Come on, guys. A friend said he bought the tickets in a fit of excitement but forgot to read the small print. Now, oh dear, now after an 8-month refund row, Gloucester County Court, he took it to court, has ruled, poor bugger, well, he didn't, he couldn't get in, has ruled he cannot have his cash back because the festival was not in breach of contract. But organiser Stuart Wilson said Roy from Plymouth can attend this summer's festival because his references are now in order. He added, we will welcome him. It's what he paid for, and it's a sociable festival. Because of the nature of the event, personal security, respect, and a certain trust is needed, so we need to know... They've done a joke at the end here, guys. This quote has got to be a joke. I'm going to read it, OK? See if you can spot the punchline. Because of the nature of the event, personal security, respect, and a certain trust is needed, so we need to know who is coming. Oh, man. I saw a guy today. We had, he may work here. He may work here. There was kind of a works do. You didn't pop down to the works do,
No, I've been stuck here all day.
Is it finished now?
No, I'm trying to find out whether it's going to be finished before or after 1 a.m. I think it's probably done, but though.
Well, there was a works do to celebrate the launch of Talk Radio and Talk Sport 2 and Virgin. Okay, hang on a second. Yes, line 1. Oh, no, hang on. Try again, line 1. It's not working for some reason. And I am contractually obliged to go to parties that this company throws. Genuinely. It's not even a joke.
So, just to clarify, that means you get paid to go to a party?
No. I have to go to the party.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't get paid for doing this. You see. So I went down and because I'm contractually obliged, and I timed it. I was there I did actually set my stopwatch, saying we'll stay for 20 minutes and then we'll go. I was 32 minutes and 14 seconds. And it was very, very nice. I spoke to Kate Lawler, who I worked with, 12 or 13 years ago on a programme called Rise that nobody watched, but it's one of my favourite things I've ever done. And I'm going to go and meet her we're going to have a drink tomorrow before the show. And, but I saw a guy, right? Oh, hang on a second. Yes, line 1.
Hello, Ian. It's Steve Allen impersonator.
Hello, Steve Allen impersonator.
Got no calls. Taking calls straight away, are we? Bet you'd love a 4 a.m. spike, wouldn't you?
Thank you very much indeed. Steve Allen's not very happy with me. I've heard rumour. Oops. Shouldn't have called me a failed LBC presenter on air, should you, Steve? You see. Don't like it, Upham. There was a fella, and he was a young fella, right? And I say young, I mean, he's in his mid-30s, but he was bald, right? He was bald. But he was doing the comb-over thing, but he was doing it in it was a trendy comb-over. So it wasn't 0844 499 1000. So he was doing, like a sort of trendy comb-over. So it was really short. He obviously had like a little bit of hair and was working magic with it. And I just thought, hey, listen, you do, whatever you need to do to help you get out of bed every day. Of course you do. And that's fine and that's groovy. But, I just thought that is fooling nobody. Maybe because I'm tall and I'm looking down on most people's heads. But I just thought that's fooling nobody. Do you know what I mean, line 1?
I do. I just want to agree with you. Food and sex is no. Bloody disgusting.
Have you tried it?
I tried it with a bit of mint chocolate once and it didn't work. It stings.
Well, there's no need for me to ask where you put it. I don't get it. Well, I'll be hungry after. Let's see what afterwards. Let's go and get a cheese sandwich.
Absolutely.
But in the meantime,
together. Oh, no. I just never, ever. It's never worked for me. The whole idea of it.
And also, first of all, I don't want food on me, so don't put like lickable chocolate on me. I don't want that. And the food I like is like garlic bread and pizza. Well, where am I going to drape that? Where am I going to put my spaghetti? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like these naked buffets you see with some naked lady with like all sushi and all kinds of crap laid out on her. Nah.
Where have you?
I'll have my hanky panky and I'll have my snap afterwards.
Thank you very much indeed. And he's right, and it's sensible. I'll have my hanky panky, and if I'm awake afterwards, I will go downstairs and I'll make a cheese sandwich. Do you want one? Yeah? You sure? Because I'm going to go. It's no bother, because you're not having any of mine when I come back up. That's the thing. Oh, that looks good. Can I have some? No! Go on, give some of that cheese sandwich. No! I offered to make you one. You said no. This is my cheese sandwich. Just give us a bite. I'm not giving you a bite. If you want one, go... And you end up giving them a bite of the cheese sandwich. And then you're all feeling naughty, so you start doing it again. No, you don't. No, you don't. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Calls cost 7p a minute. Plus your provider's access charge. They cost significantly more from pocket telephones. I'm just having a look, see where the papers, right, have been very dry recently. Very dry. I don't know why. Well, I know. We can't. Look, it's gone midnight now, so we can't talk about Brexit anymore, which is great. Okay, can't talk about it because we've entered that period, right? So that's good. But the papers themselves have gone very, very dry, haven't they? Very dry. I mean, the dominatrix thing is a little bit of fun, but it's not. There's not really a story there. It's weird that they've blurred out her face, but not her bottom or her breasts. So the dominatrix story's there, and it's kind of cool. Even the Daily Mirror have done their usual thing, and they've been doing this a lot recently. You know, there's not a lot of news if on page 8 of the Daily Mirror, thank you, Josh, they're doing lists of things and comparisons. It means we ain't got no news, so we're just going to we've made up a list. And this is on the thing we were talking about yesterday about Led Zeppelin being accused of nicking a song. And they've come up with... Oh, hang on a second, I keep getting disturbed by phone calls. Yes, line 1.
Hello, it's the Alan Caddick impersonator. Have you got a punch in the pear kit? I think my girlfriend's got a hole in her.
Oh, Alan, where are all these impersonators coming from tonight? He's gone. Okay. Don't let the real Alan hear that. He'll go nuts. I mean, you know, he'll go more nuts. So they got a list of songs that are ripped off by other songs. The famous one, of course, is Huey Lewis versus Ray Parker Jr. Huey Lewis wrote Ghostbusters. Well, he didn't write Ghostbusters. He wrote a song called I Want a New Drug. And Ray Parker Jr., I'm sure the story I heard was that the producers of Ghostbusters wanted to use his song and change the words, and he went, no. So they then said to Ray Parker Jr., can you rewrite that song, please? And he did, but it's kind of, it's very similar. The New Seekers versus Oasis. I don't know this one. I've met Liam Gallagher, and he was absolutely delightful. I had to introduce his band, the Beady Eyes, on stage at the Royal Albert Hall, right? And he saw me standing there, and he came up to me and went, all right, mate, my name's Liam. He didn't do it in a Cockney accent. All right, mate, my name's... here we go. Here come the stragglers. Hey, Dave, come in. Come in. We're crossing... Come here. Oh, you brought beer in here. Look at that. That's outrageous. We're crossing the streams.
Is that okay?
This is that. Some of you probably won't recognise this voice because no one listens. But you're...
That's mean.
Well, it's not. Well, is it mean if it's honest? If it's true?
Honesty is the best policy.
Exactly. And we need a short, sharp shock, and you're going to get one.
Okay.
To your nuts.
Oh dear.
Dave is the producer of the excellent Jon Holmes show, and it is
Jon Holmes is there, by the way. Do you know
Come in, John. Come in, man. Come in. You're on Periscope, guys.
Oi, hello, it is.
John Holmes, man.
Hi, Iain.
Sit there.
John, look, there's a drunken John Holmes.
I'm not that drunk.
Oh, come on, man. Of course you are.
Semi-drunken.
Look at the state of you.
I know.
First question. It doesn't put the headphones on. It's only us talking.
Oh, yeah, true.
They don't work anyway.
No. Those headphones are also what the people are listening to on Periscope.
Hashtag tin pot.
Hashtag... Exactly. What are you doing to Rudd?
Now, that's a good question.
He's your work experience.
Yes,
boy.
well, he's more Julia's work experience. Okay.
Oh.
And she's driven him to drink.
Well, she's very, very shouty.
Yeah.
Well, it's the only way to get things done, she finds.
Yes.
You've got to shout instead of asking nicely.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And, no, then we took him to the pub for, he's a work experience. We took him to the pub for, what, 40 minutes?
Oh, he's giving you a boost to sit on. Look at that.
That's Tim Cocker from Virgin.
Hey, Tim Cocker.
Tim Cocker, why have you put some paper under my arse? There's no yellow pages.
Wowzers. Guys, if you want to speak to Jon Holmes, 0844 499 1000, you're more than welcome to.
You get the most calls on this station, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I mean, it costs me a lot of money
so.
because I have to pay them to call in.
Yeah.
That's
you have
the
to
downfall.
refund them.
I'm refunding them and I'm paying them like subs on top of that.
Do they invoice you for the call?
Yeah.
cost?
Yeah. It's all rehearsed and scripted, and as is this part.
Oh, absolutely.
You're right, John. What's wrong?
I'm just getting. I want some headphones, Dave's the producer.
I tell you what we're going to do.
Well,
let's take a break.
But I thought I would.
And then we're going to rush to the phones, which have not lit up just yet. They've lit down since you came in.
Yes, that will happen.
Hang on a second. Here we go. Line 1. You're through to Jon Holmes.
Operation Badger Nation has commenced.
Okay, and on that bombshell.
He's the dreadlock.
David's pointed out that I bring my own headphones in. Yeah. I stole these from the BBC, so you've paid for them.
They are headphones. They are BBC headphones. That's what I was going to say.
But also, they're a little bit broken, so I have to fix them they're fixed with sellotape, and I have to wiggle them during the show.
They're also not closed cup, and I like a closed cup.
I find it too boomy for the phone calls. I can't hear the phone calls.
Good point.
And these aren't limited as well. Those are limited. These aren't limited.
That's a very good point, actually.
So this is why I'm going deaf. 0844. I'm showing off my new toy to you, which is Jon Holmes. No, I'm showing Jon Holmes my new toy.
Your toy at any point.
But no one's ringing in. Now.
Why not?
I have killed your show.
I'm having an attack of the Julius.
Which is what I did with the 11 o'clock show about 20 years ago.
Oh, no, don't. That was,
it was good when you were on it.
Well, I know.
But then I took over and look what happened.
But in fairness to you, I behaved like a spoilt child.
You quitting got me the job.
Yeah, I know.
You paid for my house.
Geez, did I? How much were they paying you?
A lot.
I tell you what I walked away from, and you tell me if it came close to...
Yeah, go on.
And for that series of... The 5th series of the 11 o'clock show, which I walked away from 5 days before the series started, like a twit, ruining my television career and my relationship with Channel 4, £9,000 a week.
Oh.
Were they giving you more than that?
Is that really it?
A little bit, yeah.
Did they really?
A little bit, yeah. You know why, though? Because they were desperate, because there was 5 days to go. And they literally road tested everyone they'd ever heard of.
Yeah.
And I was available at short notice.
Line 1, you're through to Jon Holmes.
Baba booey, baba booey, baba booey.
That's a Howard Stern thing. I never got Howard Stern. I don't think he's very good.
Is that a Howard Stern thing? I didn't know.
That's a Howard Stern thing. I don't know because someone's done it before. I was one of the worst mistakes was walking away from the 11 o'clock show, and that's
why did you walk away from the 11 o'clock show?
Because
they never told me. They literally said because I had a little slot on it.
Yeah.
They went, the Ricky Gervais, Sacha Baron Cohen thing, and I went, They went, you're that.
Yeah.
And look what happened. But I go, fine. And they say, so you're the 2-minute thing.
Yeah.
And Iain obviously is presenting it. Fine. And then you quit.
Yeah.
And then they went, can you present the 11 o'clock show?
Yeah.
And obviously I went, how much? Fine.
Yeah.
So I did. And obviously then it got axed. But what was interesting was that
We've never had this conversation
No,
before,
I know. No. I mean, we our paths have crossed several times.
Yeah.
But never like this. So, but you quitting genuinely paid for my house, so I'm thankful for that.
Can I come and stay there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would that be okay?
You're invited.
The reason I quit is because there was nobody from the original team that worked on that show. I was the only original person left, and I should have been brave enough when everyone else left to say, I'm not going to do this series, months and months in advance, like 8 months in advance. And I didn't. And as it was progressing and progressing, I just thought, I don't find any of this even remotely funny.
Yes.
And the original 11 o'clock show was hit and miss, but the hits I really enjoyed, and there was a real camaraderie because we all started together. That was gone. I felt really alone and isolated. And I just thought, I thought the whole thing wasn't funny. I thought that pilot show that we did, I thought the whole thing was a stinker.
Yes, it was really weird, wasn't it?
It was awful.
Yeah.
I was also really insecure and full of self-doubt. Coupled with I was quite arrogant at the time as well. That weird kind of mix of arrogance, and I was pissed most of the time as well, if I'm completely honest. And it was a terrible decision. And I phoned my agent up the next day and said, "You have to get me off this show. I cannot do it."
Yeah.
And I think if I'd done it, I would have had a breakdown or something. 15 years earlier than I ended up having it.
Yeah.
But it screwed my TV career completely.
Yes.
It completely screwed it.
But bear in mind that I did it. And it also screwed mine. So, I'm not sure you lost that much. And I remember getting invited onto, so...
0844 499 1000, by the way, if you want to join in this conversation.
If you're an ex-writer on the 11 o'clock show, it's very niche, but we'll do it.
Well, it's not that niche, though. There's bloody hundreds of them.
So I got invited onto various then Channel 4 panel games after it, because you finish it and you go, what next?
Yeah.
And I sort of went, no, I'm not going to go on... it wasn't even 8 out of 10 cats then. It was, I don't know, something.
Oh, I did that. It was horrible.
And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. No, I'm not going to do that. And so I turned down loads of things and then literally wasn't asked back on television ever.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the game. They don't tell you. No one told me. I went from being really badly in debt and living at my mum's after, signing on and stuff to getting the 11 o'clock show. It was the last thing I was going to go for. Then I was going to get a proper job. And no one took me under their wing and said, right, this is what's going to happen. And this is how, and you're going to have to do for the next, I thought that was it. And I was in. And what somebody says, like, for the next 5, 6, 7 years, you've got to do a lot of stuff that you don't want to do to build up a career. And I did a few panel shows. I did They Think It's All Over and 8 out of 10 Cats. And I just hated them.
Yes,
horrible.
I used to write Mock the Week, right? So I wrote the first 2 series of Mock the Week.
Yeah.
Which, if anyone going, what do you mean you write that? Yeah, it's got writers.
Oh, you go for the panel shows. You go in but They Think It's All Over. You go in at 11 o'clock in the morning and you meet your team. The writers come in with the gags. Yeah. Rory McGrath takes all of them. You get what's left over. And you sit there and they're written in front of you when you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
I heard a thing about Mock the Week that the panellists would come in and they'd learn which the best writers' handwriting.
Yeah.
So they'd learn which the best writers were. And they go, oh, that's the handwriting of the best writer. I'll get those jokes, and I'll take that page of jokes.
Exactly right. So what you get is you get Jo Brand, who I like, but she would genuinely say, John, what have you written? Give it me. Oh. And then I'd hand over the... But, hey, that's the job of a writer.
We've got a call, line 1. You're through to Jon Holmes. The Jon Holmes Show.
The question for both Iain and John, is there a show that you wanted to work on that you didn't get the opportunity or that you turned down?
I tell you what I turned down. My biggest mistake turning down, and again, this is because I was drinking and doing all kinds of stuff and was scared I'd get found out. Right? Really scared that it would be the one where they said, oh, actually, you don't know what you're doing. It was when I was hosting Rise, and I got asked to host...
Oh, God, I'd forgotten that.
Yeah,
you did, didn't you?
I got asked to host Have I Got News For You, and I turned it down.
Did you? What?
I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified.
So that was post the Angus Dayton...
Yeah, it was when they were having like a guest... So it was for a guest host, and I turned it down.
Why?
Still think you should do it.
Well, I can't do it now. I've got no profile. I was terrified. I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified.
But literally, I used to write If I Got News For You.
Yeah.
Literally, in your host job, you'd just be reading an autocue.
Oh, I know
you
that
now.
now.
To do anything.
I know that now. What have you been asked to like Big Brother and all that stuff?
No.
Really?
What beyond Big Brother? What are you talking about?
Well, you know what it is.
I'm familiar with it.
We've just been with Kate Lawler tonight.
Sorry?
We've just been with Kate Lawler.
You've been with Kate Lawler? Don't go spreading your sexual gossip like that, for goodness sakes, man.
He did try it on with
But you have profile. You
not... No. No, because no.
I still get asked...
This is why we were at Talk Radio.
No.
Both of us.
I still get asked to do... the last 3 years I've been asked to do The Jungle. But you have a higher profile than me at the moment.
That's not true.
Oh, come on, man. XFM Breakfast you did for ages.
Yeah, but no one listened to that.
Yeah, well...
The only way anyone had heard of XFM Breakfast is when Chris Moyles was taking over it. And that's when it got in the paper.
He's good, though, isn't he?
Who?
Jon Holmes.
All right, fine.
Thanks for that, Gatford. Let's go to line 2. Line 2, you're on the wireless. Turn your radio off.
Hi, Iain.
Hi, yeah.
Sorry, I've just turned it down. Sorry.
There we go. Yeah, go on.
I loved the 11 o'clock show, and I loved you and Kate. I know I sound like a massive But I absolutely loved the 11 o'clock show.
Did you love it more? Hang on a second. We've just got to establish the ground rules. Let's get our wangers out on the table. We do work near Talk Sport, for goodness sakes, where wangers are an everyday occurrence. Did you like the 11 o'clock show more with me? Or did you like the 11 o'clock show... Your answer is correct. The thing is, though...
I loved you.
Well, why didn't you tell me that during the time? Because when I was on...
Didn't Daniela Westbrook threaten to kill you or something? Is that what... I remember that happening.
No. Daniela Westbrook did not threaten to kill me. She did not threaten to kill me. I did get death threats.
That's right.
I did get death threats, yes. Yeah. But the thing is, because at the start it was like, oh, this is a great new show. And then as it went on, I was accused of all the things that weren't funny about the 11 o'clock show. And Sasha and Ricky and, not Mackenzie. Mackenzie was kind of booted off as well in Series 2. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Have you listened to Jon Holmes' show in the afternoon?
Definitely not.
No, he's here. He can hear you.
I am in the room.
I know, lovely, but I've had loads of stuff to do. I've had to stand up.
Loads of stuff to do!
I've had loads of stuff. I've had podcasts to do and stuff. I'm sorry.
But
I have loved Iain since I was a teenager, and you and Kate Lawler with the dream team. I love Kate. She's queen of the geezer bed.
Okay, I'm cutting you off because that's getting a little bit weird.
It's fine. It's a bit stalky, actually.
You and Kate Lawler were the dream team.
We were the dream team. I enjoyed Rise. I enjoyed Rise a lot, and no one watched it. Towards the end, we started to get really good reviews. I remember Vic and Bob wrote a brilliant review, and they said I was like a young Clint Eastwood. But we did once register 0 viewers.
That's good. That's
and
strong.
we're beaten by Noddy. We're gonna have a quick break. You sticking around? Are you going?
Yeah,
we're here.
Whatever. Yeah, all right. Let's have some of this. Okay. So 0844 499 1000. You call. Calls come straight to air. Dave is here.
Hello.
But more importantly,
hang on.
Yes.
How much more importantly?
Significant. The talent.
A lot more importantly.
Jon Holmes is here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mean.
And line. Oh
well,
no! I'll take the call straight to it. Just whack it straight through.
Okay.
Hang on, they're just whacking. Here we go. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
All right. I know I've been on a bit. I just wanted to say to John.
Hello.
I loved the Breakfast Show.
Thanks.
What now?
Before.
But now the brilliant Chris Moyles is doing it.
Oh, the amazing and wonderful, the saviour of indie radio. Yeah, great.
Saviour of digital radio is the current tagline.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's great.
Thanks, though. Thanks for that.
Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello.
What's going on there?
All right. All right. I think you've had a world exclusive tonight in many ways.
Oh, go on. I've missed it.
Because, well, no, you've just been talking about it, about these shows being written. Like Mock the Week.
Oh, well, doesn't everyone know that? Or maybe it's people don't know that.
No, I thought that was a clear thing. Is it not? Is that a revelation to you?
Well, it's not like before the show where they'll say like, "Oh, you might find this offensive" or something. It's like they don't tell you that, so you assume. So, were you doing? Because John's there, isn't he?
He's furious. What's your name, friend?
It's Elliot.
Elliot's furious.
He is angry. What's your question?
Well, I was going to say, were you doing Mock the Week when Andy Parsons was there?
Andy Parsons? Yes.
Andy Parsons. Yeah. So did you deliberately make him unfunny?
Yes. That was in the contract.
Well, you did a very good job.
Thanks very much. I pride myself on that.
I have never seen an episode of Mock the Week. I
wouldn't bother. I'm definitely not going to bother now.
I've only ever seen one episode of Little Britain. I don't think that was a full episode. It's the one where Matt Lucas, who I think is brilliant. I think they're both brilliant, but he just never appealed to me.
David Walliams is one of the most horrible people you'll ever meet.
Wowzers. That's the opinion of Jon Holmes. David Walliams. Matt Lucas blacks up as Mr. T.
Yes.
And then there's a bit where he's in a wheelchair at a swimming pool.
Yeah.
But then when the other one is talking, he gets out and swims.
Correct.
You've seen that one?
Yeah. That was every week.
They were all the same, weren't they? I mean, it was. You see one a couple of episodes, and they were all the same. I thought it was one of the most overrated sitcoms.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
It wasn't even a sitcom, but fine.
But then a lot of sitcoms, it wasn't a sitcom, a lot of sketch shows. It's hard. There is not one. Here we go. Line 1.
Hello.
Yeah. There is not one sketch show where all of the sketches are funny. Name one. And the one you're thinking of is wrong.
It's never happened.
It's never happened.
It's the Andy Parsons impersonator. I need a line from John, otherwise I can't say anything funny.
Can you write a line for the Andy
neither can he, but, what? Say, you know the culture secretary and the prostitute?
You know the culture secretary and the prostitute?
And that's what Andy Parsons would do.
Excellent, thank you very much indeed. Well,
You do know that we're clipping all of this out for our show tomorrow.
What do you mean that? So that I'm content for your show?
You are providing up to 75% of the content for our show between 1 and 4
Instead
tomorrow.
of you bullying unpaid work experiences, you're bullying me. You're being overpaid.
I wouldn't say we're
people
bullying
with
you, Ian.
Much experience.
We are...
Abusing me?
Mining you.
Okay. The Ian Lee mines
We are.
almost empty now, guys, unfortunately.
Yeah.
0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. But your show is sounding very funny.
Thanks.
But it genuinely is sounding funny. But it doesn't... I should have said that off air. I should have taken you to one side and said that privately in the corridor.
Yes, but I'm happy to take that.
But
I like yours.
Well, but now that sounds like bullshine.
Yeah.
Do you see? So, and that wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
No, it actually wasn't. Actually. I mean, I can see that it sounded like it, but no, genuinely, I have bigged you up on air.
Well, I've bigged up. I've bigged up other
Is this
people
like
on
a
air.
loving?
Do you know what I'd say?
Yeah?
Both shows are very well produced. Kath's put both fingers up in the air and said, booyah, I believe.
Actually,
but both shows are very well produced.
What do you
like
guys...
The production
hang on a
production
second.
standards are very high on both shows.
Well, technically they're not, are they?
No, they really are not.
They're not.
Two best shows on the station, mate.
Well, I mean, that goes without saying.
Yes, that's been said by the bosses.
We've had the best reviews. We're the only ones that have had good reviews so far. How many good reviews have you had, though?
I think we're level
Say
pegging
more
at the
than
moment.
5 because he's on 5.
I think we're all right. I think we're level pegging.
Say more than 5.
5.
Say
More
6.
than 5.
I've had
6.
Say 7.
Yeah,
7.
I had 8. So that's good then. 0844 499 1000. Why? Just tell everyone why you're here at this late hour, guys.
Actually, so there was the launch party of Talk Radio, which is
And Virgin Radio.
4 weeks late.
And TalkSport 2.
And TalkSport 2. And some other stuff.
So we went to a nearby bar because they hadn't really spent any money on getting anywhere glamorous.
Yeah.
So we just went there and then we had a drink. Then we came here because Dave thought that would be a good idea. He said he won't mind.
Well, let's ask the listener. Has this been a good idea from a producer, a professional radio producer? So this is in your mind content, not just for this show but for your show.
Correct.
Yep. You finished that swig?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm now airborne.
Wow.
So this is what I have to put up with.
I'm so glad I don't drink anymore. And it reminds me of how tedious drunk people are. But, so, no.
Hang on, Ian.
Yeah. Fair but firm. That's me.
Fair but... The old famous saying.
I used to work at the BBC. Fair but firm. the BBC. Yes, line 1. Hello?
What? Coming over the hill, is it a monster? Is it a monster? No, it's Julia Hartley.
Oh, come on, that's not... Come on, guys. Come on. It has to be
Was
said...
that her producer Palvey phoning in?
Come on, it has to be said that she's on... What time was she on? 10 till 1?
Yeah.
You do a handover with her.
It's interesting.
It is... That's about 5 minutes to 1. It is the best bit of radio I've heard
Do you know
in
what?
ages.
It's our highest bit of social media interaction.
Is it?
And...
What was the phrase?
Deliciously awkward is the main phrase.
Well, people use this horrible phrase about me, and I'm sure they use it about you, John. Oh, you're so dangerous. Oh, it's so dangerous. It's not dangerous. We know what the rules are. I got kids and a mortgage. I can't afford to lose another job. I can't afford to do it. I know what the rules are. But that bit of radio, genuinely, someone is going to get killed one day. I'm recording all of them because I want
Someone
that.
on Periscope has just described this currently
as dull,
as the Avengers Assemble.
Which, if I remember correctly, was quite a tedious movie.
Very
slow, very clunky. A lot of characters that didn't work together, thrust together. And 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. The last few minutes of the show, what an exclusive opportunity to speak to the 2 least successful people from Channel 4's The 11 O'Clock Show. But do people remember you doing
No.
it? No, I didn't
No
think
one
so.
remembers it. I mean, it's not. None of it's on YouTube. No one cared.
Yeah.
It was fine. And I went on a chat show once where someone said, "So how does it feel to be the man who buried the 11 o'clock show?" And I thought that was a fine. I thought that's fine. I said, that's what I did.
I mean, but it was.
No one cared. Also, though, I used to sit in for you on LBC.
You did do that, yeah.
So I just kind of followed you around.
Well,
in a weird way.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. But are we cool, aren't we?
We're absolutely cool.
We're cool.
Yeah, of course we're cool. But I used to sit in for you on LBC a bit, and then then weirdly, when Paul Ross was on LBC, he used to do
Steady.
I know,
steady.
Yeah, as opposed to
steady.
A roundabout.
Yes.
He used to do Drive Time.
Yeah.
And I used to do his Friday show.
Yeah, you did. And then, hang on a second. I remember you working there. It was very weird because they didn't know what you were.
No,
really, or how to do it.
Like here, they don't know either.
Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Oh, g'day. It's the Id impersonator again.
Oh, yes.
There's a ginger-bearded lady sitting in front of you, swigging from a bottle of Bix. Could you ask her to stop it because she's got to come through and do the podcast?
You're getting trolled,
Yeah,
Dave.
you are. What's happening here?
You're getting trolled.
I've never experienced this level of social media interaction before.
This is happening on so many levels. You're periscoping, us periscoping.
I'm periscoping your periscope. Look, there it is.
This is like if Game for a Laugh were around now, this is what it would be like. Not funny. Again. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello.
Hello.
It's Rosie.
Her granddad
Hi.
invented Ribena. Fact.
Good.
Yes,
Fact.
I've
met her.
Have you?
At that thing we did.
haven't?
Oh yeah, you have. He has met you at that thing we did.
Do you remember that thing we did at that place in East London?
Oh, right. Oh, you were there.
Yeah. He was the.
Were you
I was only
You sound like you.
producing it.
Were you at the party as well tonight, Rosie? You sound as bladdered as they do.
You seem to think I always sound bladdered.
What you got for us, Rosie?
I haven't touched a drop.
Good girl. What have you got for us?
Oh, not much. I just said it was fun. I was going to say it's fun to have these guys on.
It's fun.
Yes,
it's fun.
I've been offered a tour of the Ribena factory.
Well, then I think you have to go. You have to take. It's fun having you guys on. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Yeah, one Big Train was a good.
Turn your radio off.
Yeah, you don't get to hear the show when you phone up straight to air.
I can't. Yeah, okay. But if you could turn your phone off now, because you are the show.
Now, yeah.
Right.
Thank you very much.
But Big Train was hit and miss.
Train. No, I don't know.
Yep.
I think. All right. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Do you want to suggest another sketch show that wasn't hit and miss?
No,
Turn your radio on again.
You can hear that.
Yes.
No, you can't hear it now.
No, I can't now.
I
on,
can
Dave wants to
listen
say
to Jon Holmes show anyway.
There's a question that's
After
coming
this.
from Periscope.
Oh yeah, go on.
Can one of you insiders please explain what a full set breakfast is?
The what?
None of us know that.
Can one of you? I'm going to repeat the question verbatim.
Yeah.
Can one of you insiders
explain
what a full set breakfast is?
No. I know what full English is.
We do. We know what a set breakfast is.
Can't get full English now, can you? Well, if there's a full Polish, I'll give you some of that. Full English.
10 to 1.
Sausage. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless.
Schwarzenegger is much more enjoyable than Vaseline.
There we go. Thank you very much indeed. You see, I mean, yes, I get the most calls.
Yes.
But
that's
the standard.
Yeah, I see your point.
That we're dealing with.
I mean, Julia gets 1, and it's someone right wing agreeing with her, but at least they do more than that.
Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Iain.
Yes. Oh,
okay.
Who are they toots on the radio?
Sorry?
Who are they toots on the radio?
There's 3?
2.
Well, there's 3 of us.
I know who you are.
Right. Well, Jon Holmes is on, and he does a show here 1 till 4 every day.
Good.
Glad you've been paying attention to the schedule. And I've yet to work out who the third gentleman is.
Oh, come on, Iain. Let's not be like
Who's the ginger one?
That level of abuse really is. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello?
Yes, turn your radio off, please, caller.
Hello?
Yes, caller, you're live on Talk Radio. You're through to Jon Holmes, his producer Dave, and myself. Hi, I'm Iain Lee.
Hi, Iain. It's Pub Lunch. Paul Pub Lunch. How you doing, man?
Oh, fine. Yeah, good, thanks. You all right?
Yeah, cool, mate. I've watched Jungle Book tonight. It's brilliant, mate. The Jungle Book film. That's what I rang up to say, like.
This is
wicked, man.
It look, because the trailer for it looked really boring.
No, it's sound. It's really good, mate. It's really good.
This is the live action Jungle Book, right? You know that none of those animals are real.
Yeah, cool.
They're
not, mate.
But well, I got a bit. When I saw the trailer, I thought they were. It was only when I heard on front row on Radio 4 that they're all computer generated. There is not one animal in that film.
It's a bit scary because look, I've got it. It's out in the cinema tomorrow, so obviously I've got it from a friend of a friend.
Oh, come on, we can't. Can I just have to say, we have to say, of course, we don't condone movie piracy. You're stealing money from multi-millionaire Idris Elba's pocket.
Unlucky. There you go.
Unlucky,
we had a great
unlucky
time
Idris.
watching it. But my little dude, who's only like 4 years old, he wasn't very happy with some parts of it. It was a bit scary, you know.
Well, do you want?
I don't know what rating it is.
Well, if you went gone to the cinema, you would have found out. Do you want to listen? We've got literally 60 seconds of the show left. Thank the Lord. Is there anything you would like to say to Jon Holmes?
I love you, Jon Holmes.
Thanks.
You are God.
There we go.
Thanks
We'll
very much.
take one last call of the night. Line 1, you're the last call of the evening. What you got for us, buddy?
Hello, mate. It's Denny.
Benny?
Denny, yeah.
Benny?
The boss at Talk Radio.
Oh, blimey. Oh, yeah, go on.
Yeah, can you tell that Southern Bob Mortimer lookalike and the ginger bearded one that they're fired for bringing their takeaway into the studio?
They are, yeah. Well, you've told them, Denny.
You're fired.
Fine.
You're fired.
Wowzers. And that is the venom with which our bosses speak. It was only a matter of time for both of us, John.
It's been 4 weeks. That's more than I expected, if I'm honest.
Listen, we have to go. You're on Monday to Friday.
Correct.
1 o'clock till 4 o'clock.
In the afternoon.
It's funny.
Thanks, mate.
It's funny.
Thanks.
Makes me laugh. That's it. Back tomorrow at 10. Ta-ta!
Talk Radio. Dial up some dialogue.
Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.